Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Oh no! Look, it's Friday, January 10th, 2025. Um, if uh, if you're new here or like an infrequent joiner to the stream, welcome. I lived in California for over a decade. I moved to Florida, experienced the remnants of a Category 5 hurricane within like 4 months of moving into my new house, and then like the flame apocalypse is happening. Like the wildfires in California are like so unbelievably wild. It's like it's oh my god, literally someone that I met and worked with on SMBC Theater from like a long time ago. You can still find that stuff on YouTube. I appeared in like a handful of sketches when they were short on staff for like large group shots and things like that. Um, JP Nickel, he's also like an accomplished TV writer. He's worked on like multiple good sci-fi shows that I legitimately enjoy watching. He and his wife lost their house to the fires. They're like two of the nicest people I've ever met. And I just, that sucks. It sucks bad. In addition to that, and I have no idea if this is related to the fires, I was informed in the middle of the day today that like one of my coworkers, one of the dwindling number of coworkers I have like an actual relationship from the before times when there was an office, was hospitalized last night. And the only update I got since finding that out was like, I think her son told my boss that she had been like in a hallway like all day, and only like in the early afternoon Pacific time like was taken to the ICU to be dealt with, even though they suspect like complications that may lead to like pneumonia or something. Like, oh my god. It sucks, man. I checked in with one of my only like friends I'd kept regular contact with, who was still in California. The friend who helped me like unload some stuff that I tried to donate to the Salvation Army, and they were like closed that day or whatever. Sorry, I mean Goodwill. I don't know why, whatever. But luckily, he said that he and his family were like right on the edge of a evacuation zone from like 2 days ago, but like so far have not been in a position where they had to do that. But they've like had to, keep some escape bags packed and like be vigilant. It's a lot. It's a lot. Um, hmm. And then, we were talking a little bit before I started recording about the state of social media. We're on the verge of inaugurating a convicted felon president, which is super fun for the United States. Super cool. Also, thank you for the 89-month resub, Alcadius. 89 is like a lot of months. That's very good. Um, so like, yeah, there was like a high profile story earlier this week where like Meta, the company that owns Facebook, which in and of itself is stupid. All the branding of social media is so stupid now. They were like, yeah, you know what? We've decided that like not only do we hate diversity now that we think we can get away with it, but also you can like refer to women as things, as like household objects and appliances, and you can call like LGBTQ people like mentally ill, because like why not? Because just like the world's literally burning, so like why not just like consider it hell on earth? Like why not? And like it's just I've been having like a really nihilistic time trying to exist this week. I was grateful for like the extremely weird rabbit hole that like YouTube sent me down today, which like started with a really cathartic video about how much the character of Xander Harris from Buffy the Vampire Slayer is terrible. Which thank God someone finally released an hour long video essay about it. And then like took me on a detour past uh like an exploration of the concept of like the Frankenstein complex as it relates to AM, the Allied Master Computer from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which is like a weird, morbid fascination of mine. It's a very weird, dark story. They made like an extremely bad graphical adventure game of it that I might play on stream at some point. And then that took me to someone did like an hour and a half breakdown of like the entire like unabridged narrative of Inscription, including like all the AR stuff that's like basically impossible to decode. And it was like really well done. And I found out like this person only recently like joined YouTube, has like 5 like massive video essays about horror video games, and I'm like, all right, now I got stuff to do. So like that was helping keep me distracted, but like, oh my god. And like today, there's a guy who's been like really crappy to me at work, just like as someone who represents a station like somewhere in the Midwest. Nope, it's Detroit. I remember because today, after I tried to call him for like almost 3 weeks, and he's like on the verge of like my boss like, you know, dumping his sorry self into like danger zone. He like calls me up and he's like, hey, like I'm returning your call. So like I submitted like some of those affidavits, and like do you have your notes handy? Do you have your notes? And I'm like, what are you asking me? Like what do you think you're asking me? But he said it like 4 or 5 times. Like, do you have your notes? Do you have your notes handy? And he says like, I live in Detroit. My brother dropped dead without any notice, and now I just got back to the office. And I'm like, listen, I don't think I ever said or did anything that remotely implied I wasn't sympathetic to your situation. However, you have to realize that the most recent time I contacted you was like 6 hours ago, and this is the first time you've mentioned that. So there's no way I could possibly know or incorporate that information into the way I approach the situation of you being like 3 months behind on affidavits. Like, you have to understand that in order for me to sympathize with you, you must provide that information to me. This is the thing that makes me like truly insane with my work, is like these sorts of things happen like pretty frequently. And I get that. I understand that. It's happened enough times in the course of my regular workday that I like know that's a thing that happens. To the point that like when I tell my boss that like someone is on the verge of going to the danger zone, I typically make a note and either say like, this is like the only information I have as to like why they would not be complying right now. Or I'll say like, to my knowledge, there is no information. They have not provided any information to that effect. Yeah, also, if you're in the office, be in the office or take time off. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, a bigger issue is, like, if you're gonna take vacation, and, like, people in radio are so wild about vacation. Like, people in radio will, like, take vacation, like, a whole, like, month at a time, and then, like, obviously, like, nothing gets done, and then when they get back, they're like, yeah, but I was on, like, vacation for a whole month. I'm like, listen, buddy, that's not my fault. When I took a bunch of vacation time off around Christmas, you know who had to deal with all the crap? Me. It was me. It was my responsibility. I had to do it. And you know what? You do too, it turns out. Everyone's like responsible for their own crap. And like, again, I'm not unsympathetic to someone being like, I had a life tragedy. But like, let me tell you that there is a spectrum of people who have like a legitimate life issue or grievance. There's people who like need the time off, and then once they're back, they take their stuff super seriously and usually are apologetic because they're just sort of like, listen, like human to human, this sucked and I'm doing my best. And I'm like never mad at those people. But like a much higher percentage of people are like this dude who called me today. We're like, I'm in Detroit, okay? I'm in Detroit and my brother dropped dead. I'm like, are you insane? I just came here, man. Like, you just called me out of the blue, brother. And like, at no point was I like, hey, listen, I think you're a bad person and I think that bad things should happen to you. No, I was like very professional and cordial and was like, hey, this is like the 18th time I've contacted you. If you don't complete your stuff today, then like there may be consequences, but realistically probably not because of the way we handle our business. But like he's like coming at me swinging. I'm like, guy, like what do you want from me? You haven't done your work in ages. Like the whole world can't stop, especially if you don't tell anyone what's going on. Like, help me to help you. Like I've also come to like recently tell people like, look, you told me something that I understand is a challenge for you. It's not actually like a particularly compelling reason for you to be as far behind on your work as you are. Like, realistically, if you're like 2.5 months behind on your affidavits, somewhere in the 2.5 month period, you probably could have done your affidavits. They don't take that long. But like, the more you demonstrate that you're actually trying, the more I can help you out. If you just stone cold refuse to do anything, then obviously the only thing I can do is act like you're like completely negligent. That's all I can do. Yeah, I mean, it is weird when he himself sort of acknowledges that like this is the first time he's telling me, but he acts like he told me like a month ago and is like mad at me about it. Katie says, I already know I'm going to have a rough time going to work. I've basically been dying. Dying in the sense that you're sick, or do you also have stuff going on? Because, like, it's a great time to have stuff going on, let me tell you. Favorite is MapQuest being 20 months late replying to a request you sent in, saying they no longer handle these types of requests as of 10 months ago. What? And I say this as someone who used MapQuest much later than most people use MapQuest. MapQuest is still around? Oh, you have a lung, ear, throat, and eye infection? That's too many categories. I mean, I know that you seem to be in a position similar to me where like you're like really you want to talk about I found out this week that like someone in my department that I spent like 2 months probably last year training is like leaving the company. Like I'm not supposed to know this, but I do. But also I think today was their last day, so even though there hasn't been an announcement about it, like it wouldn't affect anything for people to know that I know this. So like that means two things. One, we're shorthanded, and because I'm like the useful person in my department, there's a good chance that I'll get like a bunch of that work while I'm still trying to catch up on November, which is thrilling for me. But also it does probably mean that when we hire a replacement, because we're at like critical low capacity of like we can't afford to be down a person, so we'll probably hire again, even though we like dropped 2 positions when COVID started. Um, I'll probably have to spend like 2 months training this person. No, I wasn't doing all their training. I was like with probably the other most useful person in my department who, if we're being honest with each other, is like approaching retirement age. So like, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, to round that point off from me just focusing on me, the me monster, I would agree with my mom's advice, Alcadius, that if at all possible, it would be great if you could take the day off. But also, I know that you're like the important person at your stores, so that becomes difficult. That is what made me think of the stupid tangent about me. Off since Tuesday, we're supposed to go back Sunday, and don't think that's gonna be happening. I mean, like, I don't want sick people around my food. I don't mean this as a knock against you. I mean, like, I want to put the system on trial. Like, can't you just? Shouldn't we all want you to be home, including like managers and stuff? Like, I don't know, man. Life is hard. Stuff doesn't make sense. You know what else doesn't make sense? Lorelei and the laser eyes. Or so says Neko, who says she won't be joining us tonight because she's too sleepy. She said on the Discord, so you're unlikely to see her unless something weird happens. I sent you home Tuesday because you couldn't stop coughing and choking. Yeah, so I mean, just like I mean, I guess my point is hopefully they will understand that like this thing is bad, and if you're not feeling it on Sunday, you probably shouldn't be there. Let's go into the game so we don't listen to the super needlessly loud music for ages, and then we'll. Oh god, I have to remember how the controls work because they don't make any sense. You know, I've never once noticed the bladder. I know I'm covering it with my face. You can see the word bladder and then my face, and I think that tells you all you need to know. I've never once noticed the bladder meter be full, but twice Neko, who doesn't understand anything about the plot, or again, so she says, has indicated without checking or being able to see that gauge at all that our character needed to pee. That, I think, is some superpower, or maybe just some, like, woman's intuition thing that I can't comprehend or something. Anyway, Lorelei and the laser eyes. I joked a minute ago that the game doesn't make any sense, but it's just, it has a weird way of storytelling. Some of the puzzles don't make much sense to me. I'm still mad about the digital number lock safe because, like, the whole time I was looking at it, I'm like, I feel like this should basically be a digital number lock, but there's all these, like, esoteric etchings on these buttons that suggest that I need to think of something else. And then Demolition performed the public service of Universal Hint System. If you're not familiar, it's like the best resource for, like, being actually stuck on an adventure game and, like, not wanting to look up a direct spoiler, because, like, usually there's like 4 to 8 not like nudges in the right direction before it's like click hammer on chicken. But, like, yeah, basically he strongly pointed to, like, it's like a digital number lock, and I'm like, I'm gonna, like, lose my friggin' gourd here. Like, why did you put the misleading information in there to make, like, a disastrously frustrating puzzle out of, like, what should have been, like, a regular difficulty puzzle? But, like, what's going on in this game? You know, when you ask me to tell you that, it actually is very difficult. We play as Lorelei something. We should know her last name. We met our future selves. We'll get to that later. We were invited to the hotel last year by, like, a weird art guy who said that he could revolutionize the concept of art in terms of, like, humanity's ability to care about art or something. I forget exactly what he said. There's some phrase that I think has come up more than once. So we came here and we found, like, locks and puzzles and codes and ciphers and things, and we started, you know, navigating our way around the building, and eventually we were, like, let into our room in the hotel. And when we get there, like, there's an old woman with laser eyes who's kind of, like, muttering incoherently to herself, and, like, upon interacting with her, stuff kind of got weird. We, like, went into an adjacent room, and there's just, like, a broken stained glass window with, like, a spooky woman, like, beckoning us in, and it leads to, like, this otherworldly red maze. And, like, within it is, like, a maze within a maze that, like, shatters reality. And we can sort of travel at will between that world and our own. But, like, the more we explore the house, the more weird stuff happens. We found, like, another maze through, like, a locked door. I don't even actually remember what the entrance mechanism is. Is it, like, another window? Or, like, a mirror? Maybe it's a mirror. And, like, there's a bunch of, like, dudes with top hats who, like, ask you, like, obscure lore questions from documents you find around the house, and then if you answer correctly they disappear, and if not they, like, shoot you in the head, much like the character that I'm referring to as Maze Head. Much like Pyramid Head, he's like a looming threat that stalks you around the universe that you occupy with many, many locked doors. And he will ask you to, like, scrutinize a weird, like, diorama of something that happened in the past, maybe. And he'll ask you, like, a question about a single detail, and if you get it wrong, he'll shoot you in the head. But, like, yeah, we uncovered, like, a series of floppy disks that we can access in the computers that we use to save our game throughout the house. And they gave us, like, a series of messages that we had to decrypt that tell us, like, two things. Well, I guess they mostly tell us, like, how to decipher one of 3 inputs that we have to make in a supercomputer in the basement of the hotel, presumably in order to finish the game. And the other sort of thing that happened recently that I am conflating with the discs, but was entirely separate, is that I solved, like, a piano puzzle right at the end of the last stream I did, which I was very excited about because I'm god awful at interpreting anything musical. And when I did that, the weird guy who invited me to the house like just walked up and like gave a round of applause and then gave me a rose, which I can exchange with a magician in like a traveling Romani person car. Is there, what would you call that? What's the not offensive name for that? I don't know. Like a traveling wagon that's just like parked on the edge of the grounds. If I give him a rose, I get a magic show, and that's I guess what we doing next. Did that explain anything for anyone? I don't think so. I feel like I'm more confused than ever, and I just had to think about everything that's been going on. This guy really needs to like wipe his feet. Everywhere he goes, just like bloody footprints. Romani, I know Romani is fine. The question was more like you would like historically would call that like the wagon pertaining to the word we don't use anymore. But like, is Romani wagon something? Does that mean anything? Good enough. All right, that works for me. 13. Oh, this was the one. This was the one that Neko kept telling me to go back to, and I forgot how to get here. Okay, hold on. Photographic memory, books, SC Bolt, 13. Now, she had pointed out that I forget exactly how much she said, but like it was about how many dots there was. Yeah, it's like how many dots there was in each word. Because if you look at Kiss Ralisorovit, Taboli, Manisaur, you know, the first one's got one. So that's, I don't have a mouse cursor. So the first digit's a 1. The second word has 2 over the A, 1 over the I, 2 over the O, 2 over the A, and then 1 over the I, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which makes 8 the second digit, and so on. So we have Hercules Sagen Tibusindelander. So that's 4, 2 umlauts, and I. 4 and 1. Which I would translate on our 0 to 99 as 41. Just kidding. No, I didn't mean that. Press the same button again. No worries about lurking, Alcadius. That's always good. Hopefully it's a distraction from what's going on, because that sounds terrible. I hope you feel better soon. There's too many infections, man. But I hear you about it. I gotta find a doctor here in Florida. I don't even like, we just like changed like insurance providers at work. That's like a whole thing. Oh yeah, also this week credit card fraud happened. So that was fun. I'm actually like surprisingly chill with it, because like my bank like handled it like as cool as possible. I had like a credit card fraud thing when I first moved to California. It was like a disaster. They made it as like difficult as humanly possible, and I was like so worried. But like they like sent me an email. They're like, huh, it's like kind of an unusual number of like internet transactions. Yeah, check it out. And I figured it was just because like I sent some like extra like gift cards and stuff, because like Christmas just happened. I thought maybe it just like got weird about that. I mean, like it got mad when I like tried to pay for like gift cards at like a local pharmacy, and I thought it was like something along those lines. I was like, oh, I'll check it, but it's probably nothing. And I was like, oh no, there's like 2 like moderately sized like Amazon transactions that do not align with anything that I ordered. But they were like, yeah, so we're just gonna like cancel your card and send you a new one as soon as possible, and it's not a big deal. I was like, great, cool. I wish the California DMV was this cool. Okay, photographic memory, book 13. So it's not 41. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so if you look at like the last word of each one of these sentences, they have like a punctuation at them. So like Ford is like the easiest one to look at, because there's 2 dots over the O, but then there's a period at the end, and that one's 3, not 2. So it's not only the words above. Like that's the easy one to sort of consider, because that encompasses more of the words. But like raviolin is 4 with 1 exclamation mark and 3 others. And Manosaur is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 with the exclamation mark question mark. So then it would be 44 because it's 1 dot over the I and ellipses. So 44. I don't know where the shortcut leads, which is always the case every single time I open a shortcut. That animation for unlocking these doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, that's like a pretty good shortcut. I think. No, that doesn't actually matter that much. It's useful. I kind of like can't wrap my head around these video games yet. They're kind of like nonsense. You have to like unlock a bug report and then like glitch the video games within a game to like make progress. And I found 1 bug report, and I think that's the only video game I haven't found in the game. Well, that's not true. You spend your American dollars to buy more Game Boy games, and I only bought 1 of them. It's true. It's a good though. We'll pet him on the way back in. I'm really excited about this magic show, even though this is true. It'll probably be a confusing mess. The reddest of roses could awaken my... Got it. Tampons? Oh, shoot. No, he meant like a literal... Never mind. My laser eyes are going crazy out here. Must be my allergies. The magician wants a rose. Uh-oh, he turned red. Red's the only color that's not black and white. Yes! I remember it like it was yesterday. Do you? What have we here? What have we here? What have we here? Aw, man. Ah, jeez. Meet someone at the show. That's such like a weird way. Oh, hang on. There's like an American dollar flying around like that one Hallmark movie with Juliet from Lost. What's her name? Elizabeth Mitchell? It's like flying around. I want that. Where'd it go? Oh, it's coming back around. No, I missed it. Oh, there's another one. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, now there's a little girl talking to me. I just want the dollars, girl. I have to spend them. This theater is a tragic lie. A parade for the slumbering. The main attraction is waiting on the stage. But on the edge of this deception are the lost woods. Is Skull Kid the guy on stage? Travel there to hear the stories passed down through centuries. For a modest gift, he can arrange your journey. Does he like tampons? How does he feel about tampons? Find me there. I mean, you kind of just show up anywhere where the world goes red, so like I'm not super concerned about finding you if I can like get there at all. Can I have these American dollars, please? These ones are very annoying. I don't like these ones. Alright, I guess this one's... Oh my god. They're so... Why are they so... Guys, why are they so annoying? Why? Off by... The depth perception sucks, bud. Are you kidding me? Like, the camera perspective, like, changes wildly as you move through here. Okay. Do I talk to you? Oh, no, that's how I leave. Anytime there's, like, a person who takes you some weird place, if you talk to them again, you just leave. I don't know why I would think that would not happen. I mean, maybe because if I go over here, he's standing here and I... Okay. Welcome to the sideshow, sister. For measly 10 American dollars, I can show you a trick I call the disappearing woman. Might take you to unexpected places. Alright, I'm gonna check out the rest of this place, but I'm pretty sure that's what the little girl was talking about. Also, I'm not, like, thrilled with the concept of, like, a strange man who brought me to, like, a mystical world offering to do a trick called Disappearing Woman on me. I feel like that's kind of the plot of the Fantastics, which is kind of sketchy. Are these, like, different journeys, brother? That's like so many American dollars. Oh my god, you're just like a third whole guy. There's so many. Okay, so the little girl said, like, it's a theater of lies, and, like, the dude on stage was chill, right? That was, like, more or less, like, the point of that. So, like, I presume that at the very least we should start with the guy on stage. Be welcome to Teatro Rosso, sister. Our ancient order knew of your return. Our prophecy told of a sister bringing us magical cards. Ah, I see this guy plays Yu-Gi-Oh! We saw that it would open doors to her past. Tell me, sister, did you bring us any magical cards? One of my friends from the before times in California, who does not currently live there and should not be in danger of those fires as far as I know, used to enjoy calling magic cards magical cards. For some reason, that made the concept more palatable. Even though she was, like, wife of nerd and, like, did not enjoy the concept of magic cards. I do have, like, 2 weird cards that I don't remember where they came from. Ace of Hearts. The card of love. And it's gone. Use it wisely, sister. Okay, that's cool. I have another one, which is Spades. The Heart of David Spades. The Card of Death. Now, a real magic trick would be me remembering where these particular suit doors are. I've seen at least, like, 3 of them, and I kind of remember. I don't know, man. Like, I think I trust the little girl more than, like, most of the characters in this game. For the moment, I'm not sure I want to spend 10 American dollars on these disappearing woman tricks. Because she said that the dude on the stage would take me on a journey, and he gave me, like, keys to go places. So I feel like that's the journey I'm going on. Am I going to be chased by Maze Head? She's never been outside before. Oh, hang on. I wanted to double check something since I'm out here. I feel like last week I came out this way, looked at this. I feel like I couldn't find record of this when I went to, like, the second maze where they ask you weird trivia questions about stuff. And I know I had looked at this. I'm pretty sure the answer it wanted was, like, 1958, when Augenwaldberg Forest was made a national park. Oh, snap. Didn't notice that there was, like, a weird map. I think I actually already found that thing, though. Because, like, that loop is, like, where the wagon is. And that place south, didn't I find, like, an American dollar there or something? Didn't I just, like, find that by, like, spotting an American dollar through the trees and then just, like, going there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened. Now, okay. My biggest concern at this moment playing this game is that last week I did a significant portion of that thing that I'm calling the second maze. And I don't know if I'll be able to find the places I've been versus haven't been when I go back there. And, like, now, I think I have one of the answers I didn't have, which was 1958. I'm not sure why I couldn't find that in my inventory, because I am fairly certain I'd already checked that sign. Oh, good, it's Maze Head. How do I get to the area up here? Well, this wouldn't be it. Do you want to touch my face? Yeah, it's fine, yeah, yeah. Befraugentraum 6. So 3 more after this one, huh? We have a few details we cannot seem to get right. Try to remember, Fraulein. Okay. So this feels like the chapel. It seems like a lot of the time they like to ask questions about stuff that's, like, behind and under stuff. So, like, now I'm constantly just, like, ducking there. there's like a knocked over chalice, maybe the Holy Grail. There's like a mug and some sunglasses under the altar. It's kind of weird. There's 2 cups, 2 chalice things on the altar, 1 knocked over on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weird footprints. 7. 4 candles, 3 cups, 7 footprints, partridge in a pear tree, all that good stuff. So this dude is standing there. He's holding up 3 fingers, just like the dude in the theater. Befragensraum equals interrogation room. No, I believe you'll find that it means Befragens room. That's where they send the Befragens, which are a type of folklore in Germany. Perhaps unclear. Actually, doesn't seem like there's like a whole lot more to observe here. This one feels fairly condensed compared to some of the others. The camera doesn't look like it has weird numbers on it, like some of the ones we've encountered in puzzles and things. So there's like us standing there with crossed arms. You got 3 fingers up, sees no evil. 4 candles, 3 cups, 1's on the ground. There's a key under that book. There's a key there. Sunglasses under the altar. Those are probably for their prescription for laser eyes, like Cyclops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, it looks like 7 footprints. But I don't know, I'm not seeing anything else that feels like it needs to be examined. Normally, I feel like I have to spend more time in these. I'll give it a shot, though. What's on the front of this book? Oh, it's just like a bookmark hanging out of it, probably. Not normally how I do that, but sure. Do I remember? Yeah, probably. Which ornamental symbol was on the back of the crucifix? I didn't see that at all. You know what? It's probably the 3-foiled knot. It's probably the triquetra. It could be like closed eye, but I think most of the rest of these are not it. I think he's gonna shoot me in the head, though. Ah, got him. Context clues. Thanks, Charmed. Page 6, interior hotel, chapel, night. The gate creaks open. A grandfather clock chimes somewhere in the house. The woman scans the dusky room for any signs of danger. There is no one there save for a handful of wooden saints. What? Then a shadow of a man steps out from the compact darkness. What? The magician. He repeats the gesture. What does that mean? That I search for the third eye. The magician takes his hand off his eyes. The woman raises an eyebrow and examines the magician closely. Why are you doing this? I can tell that it's you. When the third eye passes us by, the world belongs to creators. It's time for beauty and chaos. Do you think me beautiful? An artist will be crowned king, and he will lead our victory over Mammon. Who's Mammon? Have we heard Mammon? Is that a Digimon? Mammon? What do you want? My brotherhood wants you to know that our Italian friend has suffered a nervous breakdown of game-changing proportions. The magician studies the woman's reaction. I trust that you can keep a secret. Should he be unable to finish this project, it could potentially set back art 200 years. What is that even? I agree with her. That's ridiculous. I am sworn to secrecy, but I can tell you this much. Your maze is of utmost importance to his mental health, to my order, and indeed to the future of mankind. It's an art project, my guy? The magician takes a deep breath. A maze is a manifestation of something larger than you and I. Surrender to the red beast and let it guide thy hand. This maze must be the death blow to the materialistic society. I'm afraid that is beyond my reach. God, this reads like some hipster indie film project from film school. We had hoped it would not come to this, but we have read your diary. We know you have a crush on John from third period. He is a cutie. We know everything about you and what you have done. We have seen it in the stars and in the moon. I don't keep a diary. Well, it might not be yours in this dimension, but we are all one here. It's the same story in different times. Stop it. What do you want? We are simply asking for you to play along with the game for the sake of the project. It would be easier for us. I have had enough. See, like, the thing that gets me is, like, they're talking, like, past each other. He's talking way past her, and she's just, like, not engaging. It's, like, it makes a really, like, terrible conversation. Very well, Signorina. I will relay your answer to my superiors. They will be disappointed. My brotherhood cannot guarantee your safety if you won't follow protocol. That's cool. Goodbye. Enjoy the Berfragans. Might as well save. I guess this one. So, I think the elevator is my best bet to get to, like, all of the suit doors. But whether I can find a particular one I want is another matter entirely. I think there's one up here somewhere. It's not 1938. I think I hate that room. The revolver door. Do you shoot it open? There was one up here. This goes to, like, this is, like, up too high. This is the attic, and this is a dead end, right? What's in here? The typewriter. Oh, yeah. I did the first magic word here. That was a good puzzle. Second magic word, I haven't found, like, the magician emblem door or whatever. Second magic word equation. Renzo plus L plus O equals Lorenzo. Huh. I got a Lorenzo back there. Hotel minus O minus L equals the second magic word. If the second magic word transforms to 1, 2, 3, then 2, 1, 3 equals the. That makes sense to me, actually. But yeah. So HTE is the second magic word. I'll write that down, I guess. Yeah, let me put it next to room 1938, which I do in fact hate. Not so much a word as some letters or whatever. Conclusion. We are not in a hotel. We are not in last year. We are in the last year. And this is only seen through laser eyes. Shortcut door. That feels like that would be a good shortcut. I have no idea where that leads to. So this is where I got the, I want to say, like, second debug report? No, maybe it's the third one. I don't know what to do with the three. I actually really love, like, navigating an environment and, like, finding a bunch of doors with, like, incomprehensible symbols on them that will make perfect sense to me later. That sort of thing is, like, absolutely my jam, baby. Like, 3 and revolver on doors, like, sign me up for that garbage. I'm all about it. Okay, so I'm on 3rd floor, right? So let me go to, like, second floor. Still missing a bunch of those year keys because those come from second maze, which I have no recollection of how to get to. This is spade. I think this is one I had, right? Spade is death. Our flag means spade. Okay. American dollar. It's full of incomplete and short notes. Fake gun. Body moved. Americans. Amen, sister. RN equals L. Registered nurse equals laser. No. R Stein equals L? No. Actually, like earlier in the week, got recommended by YouTube some like relatively short video essay on like what happened to the intellectual property of Goosebumps. It wasn't extremely interesting, but I enjoyed watching it nonetheless. Rn equals L. Rn. There is a file marked case 630113RN. This feels like this could be related to that other debug room. Oh, sick. Phoenix Wright. Let's show someone our badge. Autopsy report. This was January 13th, 1963. Cause of death, subject has a substantial visible fracture in the... I don't know what that is. The os frontae. The fracture has caused a severe injury to the frontal lobe. Injury is lethal, but in all likelihood, the cause of death is the cervical fractures in the vertebrae C2 and C3. However, death from circulatory shock due to extraction of the bulbous oculi cannot be completely ruled out. Took out an eye? The Cyclops killer? The injury occurred. The extraction wounds in the orbita have been caused by a sharp non-surgical instrument. The wounds inside the orbita are similar to those made by a pocket knife. Wounds can be self-inflicted or by someone else. Natural causes. Given the amount of glass found on and inside the subject, gross, there could not be any doubt that the subject crashed through the window. Oh, it's what happened to the old woman, which I guess is our future self or something, so that should have been obvious. It's unlikely but possible that the subject fell through the window due to the impact needed to crush the glass. Therefore, the subject most likely either jumped through the window or was pushed, like in every video game I seem to play for some reason. Death by illness or accident is unlikely. Natural cause is most likely. Subject either committed suicide or was the victim of manslaughter, murder, involuntary manslaughter, murder, death, killing. A pocket knife. A pocket knife. A pocket knife. Very good. Very good. Transcription of interrogation. Commissar Schmidt. When did this change in behavior start? Redacted. He was eccentric when I arrived, and then his mental state took a turn for the worse after a phone call from the production company. Were you frightened by him? Not at first, no. But at some point you did find him frightening. Yes, I did. In what way? Did he make you uncomfortable? Excuse me, Fraulein? He played with his revolver, and his thoughts were very dark. Is this the backstory of Revolver Ocelot? Evidence submission form. I'm glad they're putting all this in my copybook. This is like a huge number of documents to find in one room in this game. Date received, date of report, 3 days apart. Item submitted for examination. Espresso cup, revolver, playing card, glass shards, letter. Results of examination. Red paint was found on item A, B, C, and D, but not the letter. Blood from the deceased was found on item D, the glass. Exact model or owner of item B could not be identified. That's the gun. Presumed to be a pre-war Italian model. The card fell out. It's diamonds. I don't know why I knew it was going to be diamonds. I mean, 50-50 shot. It's not that impressive. Investigation report. Ooh, pardon me. Goodness gracious. The Polizzi beam turret. Now, that's definitely like a Star Trek weapon. That's like a new Trek Star Trek weapon. The Polizzi beamer Andreas Kuhlmann arrived at the hotel last year at midnight. He was greeted by Redacted in the foyer, who is probably us. The like weird parallel version of us who like in the near future will be already done making the maze. She was in a state of shock and spoke about eyes. After being calmed, she showed the officer on site the place of the incident. Bring me the eyes. The deceased was found on the gravel path lying face down. Legs were facing the house. Like a relevant note, but somehow still a weird way to put that. The deceased's right arm was folded beneath her body, while the left arm was stretched out. A pool of blood was formed beneath the body, and the deceased had visible severe head injuries. The deceased had, in addition, severe injuries to spine? Something like that. Shards of glass were scattered on the body and around the same. That's one of those things that like I think is like extremely normal, like sentence structure in like non-English languages, and always tells me that something has been translated. This like reflexive reference to things of like something the same. Like it's very rarely used in American English, but it seems to be used in other languages frequently. Upon closer inspection, there was additional red liquid near the body, which was believed to be red paint. There were 4 playing cards discovered in the inner pockets of the deceased. Oh, it's so funny. Second floor window above the body had been shattered. The deceased was dead on arrival of Politiebeamter Coleman. The deceased was identified by witness, probably Lorelei, as blank Citizen Kane. She saw Citizen Kane. I get it. According to her, the deceased had inflicted natural causes upon themselves and then jumped. Case dismissal order. No definitive proof of foul play has been discovered in conjunction with the death of Redacted. The physical evidence points towards, I'm going to guess, suicide's the word that goes there. It's been established that Redacted suffered manic psychotic breakdown. There have been conflicting professional opinions whether the stab wounds in the eyes probably could have been self-inflicted, but the majority state that her frenzied mental state might have given her the necessary willpower to inflict injuries upon herself. Further interviews with witness Lorelai have cleared doubts surrounding her involvement in future Lorelai's death. Therefore, no measures will be taken in the case. I'm kind of surprised there's not like a Mad Libs interaction available here. You know, it's really not what I was expecting to find behind one of those like locked card doors. Just like a bunch of like lore backstory stuff, which is really funny because like I should probably leave this down, I guess. I don't know. When Neko said on the Discord earlier that she was going to sleep, I said like, oh no, like suddenly you'll like not understand the story, which is like definitely different from how she felt last week. And then I was joking like it would be really funny if we started this and like we just like did a bunch of like plot early on, and then she tried to watch tomorrow and like didn't have any of it. And like, whoops. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna give that guy my diamonds card. And then I can go in the diamond door that's like right there. It's like a shockingly frustrating way to do that. That like you will get the card that you need to turn into a key from like a door that's right next to the door that you can use on that key, but you have to like leave the house to do it. Like that had to be deliberate, and it is annoying. At this point, I only need clubs. Which won't be a problem because I'm so hip and with the club always. The card of wealth. Zonk. Were there really pronounced gasps the previous times I did that? I didn't notice them. That was like really jarring. They really weren't expecting the diamond key to come out of the diamond card for some reason. That one really threw them. The, like, invisible ghost audience. Oh, there it is. You know, I only realized on the walk back from the magician's wagon that I keep petting the dog, but I also have made a very conscious decision not to wash my hands after using the bathroom, because that's how video games do. And I'll just let you do with that information what you want. Two is the one I want. 3 is too far. Huh. It's also very different than what I was expecting. I'm guessing, like, this is the shortcut that could potentially... I mean, I don't know. But, like, I'm really eager to, like, get some access to these, like, balconies and weird ladders and stuff. Then also there's some kind of shortcut. This is 4. Really 4? Book. Oh, crap. I looked at this one. It didn't make any sense to me. Also, reading a diary for Civ 7. They're borrowing a ton from the Endless series / Humankind. It's like watching Apple adopting things for the iPhone a decade after it being on Android. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, the original iPhone, I have a lot of respect for as being, like, an incredibly innovative product to, like, a genuinely insane degree. You may note that I am an Android user. That's largely because, I mean, at this point, I'm really not impressed with the innovation going on there. Like, I feel like Apple's biggest innovations in the last, like, 8 years or something with their phones have been, like, Face ID, which I don't like, and the push to remove headphone jacks from phones, which I despise. I really loathe. Now, unfortunately, that one affected the whole industry, but, like, I would love to continue not using Face ID, which I think is optional on an iPhone anyway, but if that's the selling point, I don't want it. So, not great. On Android for years and only swapped since Google kept killing things I was using. Yeah, I mean, like, individual Google products, particularly software, like, if it hasn't already been established, like Google Sheets or Google Docs or whatever, like, I would tend to avoid them just because, like, at this point, they love to kill anything they're working on if it's not some massive success. So, like, how do I make sense of this? Like, the trick here is that, like, it's not immediately apparent to me, like, what operation I can apply within this 4x4 grid of numbers containing some mystery numbers to, like, check any possible, like, understanding or assumption I have. Like, it doesn't seem like it can be a Sudoku type thing because, I mean, we have a row that's like 0001, and then we have, well, that's a column, then we have a row that's 819 something. Oh, are you saying that they killed off one of the like phone lines you were invested in? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I've never actually gotten a like Google Android phone. The Pixel's like a little tempting. Some of the photo stuff feels like it could be useful, but I also don't use my camera that much. So I like my Razor. I'm very happy with the Razor. Spent like a lot of money on it because phones are expensive. They're stupid. Now my instinct wants to say that like I should count like the number of sides on the shape to determine what number it is, but then all the numbers would be 4. And all the marklars on marklar would be marklar, which doesn't seem super helpful. Okay, here's like a stupid idea. What if the number represented by the shape variable was the total number of that shape on the page? Is that something? 1, 2, 3. Is it? I mean, nothing about the grid bears that out, but I'd want to try that anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that would make it 8, which makes it feel even less likely because that's one of the numbers we already have access to, but whatever. And then diamond would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Now, of course, there's like different ways to interpret how many there are. Do you only count the ones above the line, etc.? But we'll start with So that'd be like 886 minus 868 plus. This feels like much too large a number. Yeah, there's like no shot. No, wait, those are both 800. No, it's plausible. That would give me. It's 68. I just gonna plug it in the calc. I could do it mentally, but like, it's just gonna take longer. Is that interesting to watch? Not really, I don't think. 886 minus 868 plus 68. 86? There's I mean I can put it in. Okay, so then I would say that the potential next most likely thing would be if we only counted above the line, which would be diamond equals 3, square equals 3. That's stupid. That would just be 33, wouldn't it? Because you would just have 333 minus 333 plus 33. I can put it in. This seems intensely unlikely that the answer is 33. Yeah. No. These kinds of puzzles are really hit or miss for me. Of like, they kind of just present you with something that you either like immediately understand or you don't, and they frequently don't give you enough context to like solve them, which is like frustrating. It's more like riddle than puzzle. Like puzzle, typically, I would argue some definition is like you can like think about it and make progress and eventually solve it even if you don't initially understand it. A riddle is typically either you know it or you don't. Like sometimes you'll have insight if you think about it, but like you just have the finite set of information you're given. 1,000. I mean, these don't feel like they correspond to like room numbers. Oh, is it 96? It's only 1 6, huh? That's really weird. The economic path in Civ 7 is Railroad Tycoon, aka Make Trains. Well, that feels like a solid foundation. So is the idea instead that this is like a rotating thing and there's like a way to solve for these variables by like understanding the movement of numbers? But why do the squares repeat in that way? How would that be useful? It's like 1 diamond square. But then not sure which axis these are moving on. One nine diamond. I don't get it. Like this is exactly what I mean though. Like I could just stare at this for ages and get nothing, or I could stare at this for like another minute and like immediately understand it. But like there's not like information present that like gives you a lot that gives you much sense of your goal or what to work with. I mean, I feel like I'm meant to be able to get something from the intersection of like 0001 and 819 something. Like these feel like useful data points. 0. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily like pattern rotation either because there's actually 5 digits, right? 1, 0, 9, 6, and 8. So let's look at it a different way. There are only 5 digits. 1, 0, 9, 6, 8. The first one has 1, 0, diamond, square, which means that diamond and square are not 1 or 0. Because you wouldn't represent them with themselves and the variable at the same time is the assumption I'm making. So now we have diamond 0 square 8, right? So that basically means that like those are also not 8. Which means that they have to be 9 and 6. Except now there's, yeah, this doesn't make any sense because there's also rows where you would have, I mean, like there's literally diamond square 9 9. So like there's no reasonable way to interpret that. Like you couldn't say one of those is 6, for example. It is square diamond is diamond square plus like the problem with doing like a variable thing like this is like you need to have some equation or something that you can like try your hypothesis on. I don't know what this square is doing for me. 0, 9 blank 9 0. I have nothing. I have no idea. It's just like not helpful to look at all. Oh, hang on. There's like what? Oh, this is probably a combination to the balcony door. It's 1847. If we look at the other statue, in some fashion, it will give us the thing to subtract from. 2014. You guessed it. I'm using the calculator app again. 167. Okay, you want some inputted in reverse order. I love when that stuff's not strictly obvious. One American dollar. One super sick lever it's gotta do something cool. Now there's definitely a way to get over there. Do I remember what that way is? Let's not talk about it. thought there might be something else to do up here, but I'm not entirely surprised that there's not. Oh. No, wait. This isn't where... This is nothing. Oh, an American dollar. Why would I want to be here? Huh. I mean, it does seem like it would be pretty cool to unlock that shortcut for real. Okay, this is the one, right? So now I can ladder. Oh, cool. I thought it was just going to be an American dollar, and I was going to be actually pretty annoyed about that, but there's whatever this is. Oh, it's a sad man in prison. Like, obviously. You cool, buddy? You know what? I'm not gonna engage. 15? What's puzzle 15? Can you imagine? Can you imagine being, like, sad and in prison for an untold period of time in some sort of, like, quantum entanglement time loop situation? And, like, someone comes in, you're like, oh, thank God. And they just take out a puzzle book. They're like, 15. Strange man walks into a cafe, wears a black suit and sunglasses, sits down by your table and whispers, I have a message for you. Meet me here for breakfast, 210 degrees after 0. You know the number, yeah? Aw, man. That's probably like a clock thing. What's... Not you. Calculator. 360 divided by 12. 30-degree increments. So 210 divided by 30, that would be 7. But he says 210 after 0. So 210 after 0 would suggest that we're looking for what the minutes would be at 7 on the clock. So that'd be 35. That's disheartening. It would be nice to, like, bookmark this or something, particularly for the shortcut book with all its many pages. $120 degrees after 0. 210 degrees, sorry. 210 degrees after 0. I mean, I could just try 07. That would annoy me because that wouldn't feel like that's after 0, but okay. Man, that's stupid. Like, they literally provide information that leads you to the wrong solution. Dumb. I'm not gonna talk to you. Okay, so that's the elevator. And this is the supercomputer floor. So this is, yeah, -1. Okay. Is it a Polaroid? Yeah, inspect the photo. Wait, what? I can't take it, and it doesn't, like, have any obvious detail on it? That's super weird. Unlock the door with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. The answer wasn't, ah! I'm shocked. You've kept me locked up for 51 years. Is it not time to let me go, Signorina? But, like, you just gave me a rose. Like, canonically not that long ago. If you hand me that American dollar, maybe I'll make it worth your while. Does this lead to in a direct fashion? The piano. That feels weird. Does the piano lead to that part of the house I can't remember how to get to? No, right? Because we're on, like, the ground floor, and this is, like, the door that smells like coffee. Tex had his own saga going on this week where, like, I think it was over last weekend or the end of last week. His coffee machine broke. He, like, has one that he could order a replacement part for, but he had to wait until this Friday. Like, every day I was, like, checking in with him, being like, how's the coffee going? The answer was always just like, I think, you know, I actually forgot to check it because he said it was, like, due by, like, 5:30 Eastern time, and I didn't actually ask him after that point if he got it. Alright, I'm in it now. It looks like I should be given an animation or something, but I'm just there. So, okay, conceptually I understand that what's going on is I'm tracing the same path as the other maze, but because I can only, like, glimpse it through these corner panels, it's, like, friggin' impossible to, like, keep straight what I'm doing. Particularly because I'm, like, not entirely sure where relative to the other maze these, like, dudes should be showing up. Are you the guy who was asking about the park, 1958? No, you're asking about Yamamoto. I don't know. Fear of death obstructs the truth. Like, more keys are more good. And I found, like, a bunch of documents today, which, like, could theoretically... Nah. Oh, hang on. There's a guy here. Which year did a Central European Times reporter investigate the third eye movement? And I should have done the, like, check my stuff. Documents. Got a bunch of stuff there. I think I maybe don't have this. Is it called Game Tester's Note? Let's see. Just making sure one of those didn't mention the third eye movement or something. These are signs for specific puzzle sorts of things. For some reason, I've kept track of, like... Oh, that's really important, isn't it? Oh, crap. Is that the one that I hate? 1938? I think it is. Yeah, 1938 was the room that made me mad because I, like, figured out the cool part of the puzzle and then couldn't figure out how I was supposed to determine, like, the order that the numbers that I, like, corresponded to different things on the wall went. And looking at 1932, this was, like, a room where there's, like, a camera set up and it was, like, looking at shapes that resembled these things on the door. And I feel like this picture of the door that was inexplicably taken with my mind camera could be some kind of cipher to that, but then when I look at like 1938, it seems useless. Like it doesn't seem like it helps with the thing that was lacking from that room at all. So like maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just supposed to like help remind you what puzzle came from where or something stupid. Fortune Teller's Prophecy? I didn't realize I noted that. I don't think I have this reporter thing. Pretty sure. Oh, probably did have this. It was under maps and not like documents, even though the map is on like the second page, which kind of isn't immediately visible or whatever. More keys are more good. Use keys to open doors. That's what Gauntlet taught me. Very important video game. I think this is precisely where I came from. Back with flavored cakes. What flavor of cakes? I'm fairly certain I spoke to this man not long ago. Yeah, I don't. Actually, hold on a second. I need my contemplation. Message in the dirt? Is Yamamoto in the, like, disc where I had to navigate laser plats? No, it's not. I mean, 1958, like, there's a guy who asked what year that park, like, became a park. I just can't find that guy. The answer to that is 1958. And the reason I know that is because that is the information that corresponds to the thing he asked. It's not just that I have, like, a good year that I think would be an answer to one of these. Like, he asked me a question, and, like, I knew what the document was that had that information on it, but it was, like, categorized in a way that was confusing, so I couldn't find it last week when I was looking for it. It was like literally like a document stapled onto a map, and they're like, got it, it's a map. And I'm like, no. The map isn't useful. The document is useful. The shield is not important. The talisman is important. In the case of raspberry, lemon, and cinnamon. Raspberry was 6, lemon was 8, same with cinnamon. That sounds about right. I don't really like raspberry. Three flavors of cake is a lot of cake. It's not like 4/10 of cakes, which would be terrible. I'm just like left-handing it for a second, which sounds like way worse than it is. Which, if you're not clear on what that means, is I'm trying to navigate the maze and not get lost by only ever following the left wall as if I had my left hand on it. In a maze that isn't a labyrinth with, like, islands in it, this, like, allegedly should work to make sure that you eventually find every thing within the maze. Being said, I don't think that the maze this is based on had islands in it. So, in theory, ... Add 3 to the umlaut counter. Yeah, obviously I already have that. Gettyville has been saved. That is good news. Singed, though. I mean, I feel like we have to count that as a win. I did see... I think today or maybe yesterday, Mel Gibson was like on Joe Rogan's podcast and then like immediately afterwards was like, my home burned down while I was on the Joe Rogan podcast. And I don't like to wish ill on people, but I feel like there may have been a cause and effect sort of situation there. On like a karmic level. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a lot of left here. This could be the guy. 1958! Be really funny if I just got like super eager and remembered the number wrong. The actress who played Tasha Yar lost her one and only home she's ever lived in. That sucks. I could go through this door now and probably get at least one key. Which one is it? Good? If you are more than I ever was, then this key must not be mine. 1960. I think that's a good one. What defines a good one? I don't know, like the vague impression of whether that door is interesting to me. Play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. How many types of beer does this hotel serve? What's derived information? Where's the menu at? It's not these. Notice that I don't pay a ton of attention to left-hand categories. This is mainly because I don't find them helpful for sorting, so I kind of just check everything. Almost sounds like Mel Gibson was unaware that most of LA was experiencing wildfires. That's like honestly my primary takeaway from that is like it feels like a weird time. Like I get the appearance on that podcast was probably already scheduled by the nature of these things, but like, you know, it seems like the area around my house is on like a historically bad wildfire is like a great reason to call out, you know? Now, granted, I don't know that if he were home, he could do much about it, but, like, given the circumstances, it couldn't have been a complete surprise that that was a possibility, right? That's all I'm really saying. These are... restaurant menu. Okay, now the problem is that I don't know alcohol good, like, at all. These are food. These are wines. These are all wines. Beer. I mean, digestive coffee, spirits. There's no world in which spirits are considered beer, right? Those are distinct, I think. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Thank you, people who know more about that than me. So I believe the answer is 6 beer. Say it again, though. How many types of beer? Yeah, I think it's 6. I don't think it's a trick question. Okay, good. Good. Probably another key. Hey, continuing, welcome to the stream. Oh, no, that's just a way out. You know what? That's as good an excuse as any to leave. Although, let me just make sure. This way is... I've already been here. Okay, yeah, I'll take that door out, I guess. How is it going? Cotillion. Mirror. I'm sure Mazehead's gonna chase me around like a dingo. Yeah, that sounds right. My mom says she believes Tashiar's actress's name was Denise Crosby. It says that she used to wonder if she was related to Bing Crosby. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess no, but I don't know. No, actually my eyes seem fine. 11. What's the deal with 11? Oh, 11. I don't like 11. I feel like I skimmed this and there were like a bunch of interesting looking puzzles, and I feel like I have found mostly the ones I don't like. I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. The ones I like already. Maybe that's what's happening here. Find the hidden number. I bet that's like an interesting like brain teaser sort of thing if you stare at it long enough. Just Bing Crosby's granddaughter. See, I would have guessed no and been wrong. Don't know what the game title means yet. Kind of. I would say we probably don't have a complete, comprehensive, definitive meaning, but basically, laser eyes are sort of a condition that I feel like is implied to sort of be like an artistic enlightenment that allows you to like see things that like plebeian normal people can't. And so like there's clearly like weird supernatural or like quasi metaphysical stuff going on at this like hotel that spans time or something, and like the only way to get to the bottom of it is to see things with laser eyes, if that helps. I actually thought she was related to David Crosby of Crosby, Stills and Nash. Ah, see, that would have been an equally valid guess. What number should go in the bottom? See, this is subjective, right? Because like, what number should go in there? I don't know, 16. I say 16. If I put that in the lock, does it just open? Because I've decided that's the number that should go in there. I'm sure this won't work, but now I've just decided it would be funny if it did. For a second there. Eh, 80. I mean, you could argue, but why would it be? What does the shape tell me about it? Zero. It feels like the fact that the only two signifiers are like a little dark triangle or a little dark circle give me like not a lot to go with. I have 100 is still smaller than your compass chances. Yeah, I think you mean larger in terms of probability because it was like a compounding like 1 out of 4 or something. No, that's fine. Math is weird. It's it's weird and kind of frustrating that like there's like multiple different axes you could try and use to interpret individual like digits of the number. Like the fact that there's like an overall shape, two small shapes, and two distinct letters feels really distracting. Feels like they split the shapes. Oh, they're like mirrored across the line? No, that's not quite right. I mean, that works for the 8T thing in the upper right corner. But like if you tried to, well, I don't know. No, I get no, that with the triangle you would get like CU, right? But like how do I make that a number? It's 0 0 an option. I forget. Yes. 0 0 would be an option. You think 0 because of the absence of like number to be reflected? E became the 8 and H became half H. Oh, I think, well, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Keen, but how would you turn? My interpretation was that these two shapes were meant to like establish a pattern that would be applied to the third. How would you turn the first diamond shape into the like parallelogram thing? Because if it was one shape having multiple processes applied to it, you could sort of intuit what letter should be in there. I say 64 because parts of the symbols are being used. Which parts of the symbols do you mean? Maybe it's points on the shape. I mean, the trick is, like, I feel like the letters have to be relevant to understanding this. I don't know why you'd put them on 2 if it wasn't. The reflection definitely seems like a possible element here because the letters in both of them could be reflected by touching shape to shape. But I guess, like, the weird thing with this triangle circle thing is like that wouldn't make a reflection. You'd have to like fold it, you know, along the vertical axis. But like it still doesn't have like letters in it. Like what do the letters mean? What do the like weird nonsense letters mean? Cuz like so like if you fold the like triangles on top of each other with the diamond, you would get like CU. If you folded the trapezoidy thing, you would get like O backwards L. I don't know what that does for you. Hey, Justin, welcome to the stream. You're just in time for we're just looking at some shapes. These shortcut puzzles they're kind of a drag. Like I was complaining earlier because like I find like they're either like really engaging but like easy to solve or like virtually impossible to solve and thus like intensely annoying. Top diamond shape would give you the top of the 6 and top of the 4. Huh. I see what you're saying. So instead of reading them as like individual letters, you fold both of them and you have like a C shape, but you staple that on top of the box, and that would make a 6 in a sort of like digital configuration. And then if you did the same thing with the H that folds into a U, and then you sort of like align the well, I guess that would give you yeah, it would be a 4, right? Because you and I don't know. I guess it depends if you take the top or bottom. But how does the bottom triangle? It's because I mean I get that you get the CU shape from folding up. But what does this circle got to do with it? Got to do with it? I mean, there's a compelling enough core to that I'm going to put it in. I'm not entirely sure I get it. Like, I follow what you're saying, but I feel like there's some step missing from this. Mom wins. Oh, okay. That's the one that takes me to the lobby. That's like a pretty good one. This one. I'm still not entirely sure how, like, what about the triangle with the dot under it is supposed to, like, apply that. But, like, I definitely get... Triangle represents the top of the triangle contents, and you chose to see the dot as referencing the bottom half of those shapes. Yeah, I mean, like, that feels like a little bit of a logical leap, but, like, obviously... Like, obviously you're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's something else we're supposed to, like... I don't like this room. It's bad because I look at that room and I just don't want to do that puzzle at all, which is, like, obviously problematic. What's the deal with this? I still have, like, nothing... Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, go ahead and tell me, Demolition, because I have ceased caring. I still haven't gotten to Heart Door, right? I don't remember how to do that. Alright, I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds, because I don't want to keep this on screen much longer. The dots are how many sticks you move? What? What are you talking about? Stop kidding yourself. Like, I see that you would move the, like, vertical left ones from the H to make the 8. But that feels so arbitrary. And, like, why is the triangle cut off? That makes that even more confusing, trying to follow that logic. Honestly, despite the fact that I feel like it's, like, missing a step to reach the... like, a... deterministic solution point. I feel like my mom's, like, reasoning makes more sense than that. Like, I just don't think there's enough groundwork there to make that a matchstick puzzle. I'm familiar with matchstick puzzles. That's not a good framework for that, in my opinion. Here, have script page 6. I don't think any of these have done anything individually. And I agree, I prefer my mom's version. That's locked. This room sucks. The heart door's, like, somewhere on the... I want to say second floor. Is that wrong? This room doesn't go anywhere. I've been to the heart door, haven't I? So it only threatened to drop that one time. It doesn't, like, always do that? I don't know what the deal with that trapdoor thing is. That seems very odd. Oh yeah, I have the key to door 1960 now. And maybe a different one? Oh, God, really? These guys spend, like, the most annoying time to show up. It probably won't surprise you that, like, being stalked by, like, the puzzle man is, like, not my favorite part of this game. Like, I don't actually mind their puzzles. I think they're fine. But, like, it annoys me that they just, like, happen at a time when you don't get to choose and you just deal with it. Like, that is just, like, annoying to, like, a game where, like, I'm trying to keep a certain headset or, like, navigate to a place and then I get interrupted by a thing. Like, that is always annoying to me. I don't like that sort of thing. I got Bahraini. It's the same every time. Okay, so the computer says... Oh, crap. That angle's bad. Something... I think it says error... Something failure. Oh, God, it's really hard to read. And the camera angle sucks. Okay, what's going on over here? We have 4 sketches of red eyes. We have 1 black king chess piece remaining on the chessboard. We have 4 letter blocks and like a mug on the ground. 4 blocks, 1 mug, 1 black king. And we have like... Feels like the question is going to be about white chess pieces, maybe? Or what's on the computer. Or maybe the fact that there's like 1 lit up hard drive on this bottom and then like 1 stuck out one. What's that like disc thing on the ground? A hockey puck? A talisman from Jackie Chan Adventures? So he's got his revolver on the desk there. I think he maybe like... Yeah, it seems like he pulled a whole entire dial off the computer. He's holding a knife. Like actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Okay, error, software failure. Error, failed to load maze. Error, hardware failure. Service code 2014, I'm pretty sure. If they really wanted me to read this, they did a bad job. So 2014 is possibly important. 1 black king, 4 white chess pieces. I think like 3 of them are pawns, and then maybe a bishop and a king. Behind her is like another letter block, and she is in the process of dropping mug. Top hat on the ground, revolver on the desk, 1 dial removed by force, error code 2014. I guess he took off a few buttons as well, 3 buttons. Some sort of compass disc hockey puck on the ground, 4 red eye drawings, bottle of wine on the table. The maze is all goofed up. Oh, is that weird disc thing a wheel from the office chair? No. It feels like it's the right shape for that, but they all appear to be on that chair. So that doesn't answer that question. So, did future us lock him up for, like, breaking the maze? I'm gonna say total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. There are 5 red lights. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's right. There are 5 lights. So, like, 5 white chess pieces, 5 total letter blocks, 4 under the table, 1 knocked over mug, 1 black chess piece king, 1 removed hard drive, 3 removed buttons. What's the man holding with his right hand? Knife. Oh, come on! I didn't realize the thing loaded! Get advance. That's so dumb. You have to advance like everything in this game except that. Yeah, thanks. I got it. So annoying. There's nothing more annoying than game interface problem followed by like the longest delay I've ever seen having to backtrack the game. That's very fun. That's a good feature and not like a design problem. I like legitimately don't know what I accomplished since that save. I have no idea because I was in the middle of trying to like figure out what to do next. It's very annoying. That's like an extreme, like, I don't mind if I just guess the wrong thing. I don't like that I have to, like, literally, like, every panel of this game you have to advance, except apparently that one time. I don't even think I've had that experience with other ones of that same stupid puzzle. I found the heart store. I didn't turn in page 6, which, like, doesn't do anything. But I don't know what else I did or didn't do. Scrapbook is full of newspaper and magazine clippings. Oh, good. Well, this feels like this will tell me the answer to that one I keep getting asked about. Dusseldorf Toys on Display in Museum. Interactive exhibition opens this weekend. Citizens in Dusseldorf visiting Bauschinger Kunstinstitut in hopes of seeing beautiful paintings on display will be severely disappointed. Anakin Braun states that the art of the future will require participation. The spectator will interact with the artwork and perhaps even co-create it. First wave of the so-called art is called Verschlossen Erinnerungen, spearheaded by Lorelei Weiss, lesser-known artist from Frankfurt who thought it necessary to litter a fine institution like Bauschinger with childish puzzle boxes that only the most fixated could possibly open. Wow, the game is great at cinema sins. A fine product for county fairs, no doubt, but Fraulein Weiss's clothing... Clothing? Really? We're gonna attack her clothing? Great journalistic integrity. An insistence upon wearing sunglasses indoors suggests that she has the hubris to think that her trinkets belong in the upper echelons of art society. Opening boxes in search of locked memories is a prime example of what's wrong with art today. Engineers are artists in this innovative exhibition. Earlier this week, the exciting Electronic Arts Symposium took place in Kirchsteiger Messe. The exhibition is open to everyone and hopes to show the exciting happenings in the world of electronic devices and how they can be used for more than work and calculations. Among the selected artists was Lorelei Weiss, known for her puzzle boxes and recently her innovative use of computers. Her contribution caused quite a sensation as its deliberate malfunction caused some panic. Weiss is not too keen to talk about what the work of art meant. She does not want to end discussions by giving a correct answer. Veteran art critic Morris Talbot insisted it was a comment on the unreliability of technology, but concept artist Aichi Tanaka thought that Weiss wanted to show us the death of an artwork. Now that this is the thing that currently future us is like muttering to herself, is the art symposium. But I don't see something here that would be like an obvious code word to say back to her, other than perhaps correct answer, which seems like an insane response. Cinema Ocho, my favorite ESPN channel. An Animal Terrible review. It's bad. It's terrible. There can be little doubt that Renzo Nero is not a filmmaker for everyone's taste. His critics find him crude and pretentious. His latest film won't win them over. I don't think Nero cares. Terrible Animal is in many ways an experiment in audience participation. A number of scenes present the audience with tough choices about what would happen next. Listen, having, like, a morally complicated situation is not audience participation. That's just thought-provoking. That's just like a stupid criticism that makes me mad. Regardless of what the audience choices in A Terrible Animal, the film always ends with Lucia coming back to, like, yeah, cause it's a film. Cause it's a film. Film doesn't have multiple endings unless you, like, put more film on the end. Like, the closest that's, like, ever come to that is, like, Clue, the movie Clue. And even that, when it was in theaters, only had one ending, and there were just multiple ones distributed to theaters that, when released for, like, home video, They put all on the same, like, VHS tape so you could see all the possible endings. That's not what film is. Are you confused? The interactive film thus makes fun of its own concept of interactivity. I think that the person who wrote this review has experienced head trauma. It might be the old woman who fell out the window. And she gouged her eyes out because she was sick of looking at the interactive film. Nero says that this is a comment on the illusion of democracy. It's not, because it's a film, and that's not what film is, guys! Chat, that's not what film do. Film doesn't do democracy. It's linear. It's film. But it works just as well as a joke about the illusion of interactivity. It doesn't, because it's film. Because that's what film is. We like to think that we affect outcomes, but in truth, most of us are spectators. My God, no one in this room know? Has anyone in this family seen a chicken? It's the participation that in the end makes a terrible animal such intense viewing. It's not. Because it's a film. This should be essential viewing for anyone remotely interested in the development of... Go fly a kite, Cinema Ocho. This is the worst review of anything I've ever seen. The Journal of Sood will spend the money on a new film project. Spend your American financing wisely. The director caused some mirth when he arrived in Club Rouge with the grocery bag stuffed with American dollars and stated that he was there to clean house. According to witnesses, Renzo Nero is in good spirits and joked with both staff and patrons. Despite rumors about Renzo Nero when it comes to romance, a reporter, Mrs. Melissa Dubois, caught Renzo Nero in the company of starlet Carla Romano and socialite Felicia Lavie, both drinking champagne, but the big winner celebrated with a double espresso. Were you not afraid to lose such an amount? No. First of all, it wasn't my money. Second, I had seen in the stars I would win. There was no reason to worry. Risky business! Okay, are these all, like, terrible journalistic publications? Gambling with the production budget. If you lost, there would be no movie. There would be no movie, but it's better to have no movie than a bad movie. I needed more money than the studio gave me. Yeah, but, like, you would be indebted to the studio for the large sum of money that you lost gambling. I don't think that would go as copacetic as you think it would. Did you think you have set an example for other filmmakers? Nah, it was a terrible idea that turned out very well. Casinos are crooks. I got lucky. I would recommend filmmakers to rob banks instead because gambling is immoral. Yeah, that's the takeaway. Good luck with your next picture. Thanks. The hard-hitting questions. Thank you, Bella Melissa. It will be the one. We're restarting cinema from the beginning to the time when celluloid was magic, when film was interactive. There was a playing card behind the article. It was clubs the whole time. Das Nordosts. Death at hotel last year. Police are coy about the details. Police are investigating a death that occurred at hotel yesterday evening. That's a chronologically confusing sentence when translated in that fashion. The hotel has been closed for the season, but according to neighbors, there had been a film shoot in the weeks past. Police won't confirm that there was any correlation between the film production and the death. Commissar Schmidt, who's in charge of the investigation, refuses to release any further information. The investigation is in a delicate phase at the moment, and therefore, the deceased's identity will not be released at this time. We cannot rule out the possibility of a crime, and as such, it is standard procedure to treat it like a murder investigation. There is no useful information in this article. Central European Times, report from the inside. Third eye movement. I was confused when I received an invitation to an eye-to-eye session from the Third Eye movement. After some research, mostly consisting of buying fellow writers a drink, my confusion turned to excitement. The Third Eye movement is apparently a gathering of painters, musicians, composers, directors, photographers, and writers, not a gathering of magic as I once suspected. And so I thought it was in my capacity as a Mendig awarded journalist. Given the company of articles we're keeping in this stack, I don't think that's a compliment. I feel like that's an insult somehow. Jose Mari Gil, the European branch's Magnus Magister artist, maintained that it was due to a little red collection of poetry I released back in the 60s. Jose Marie made it clear that it would not occur to him to let journalists into their midst, as journalism is a reactive craft and not a creative one. You see, the Third Eye movement is solely for those filled with the power of creation, something I would hear more about in the weeks to come. What I thought was a secret club for the avant-garde bohemians was something entirely different. It was like being offered a seat at King Arthur's Round Table. I suddenly found myself part of a quest, not for the Holy Grail, but for something else. An interactive film. A metaphysical power? An entity? A treasure of sort? An entity? What kind of... That's so uselessly vague. No one knew or wanted to tell me, but it was clear that it had, perhaps thousands of years ago, appeared somewhere in Sulawesi, which is a word that's appeared somewhere in this game, but is lost to me. Members whispered of it as a zeitgeist, and they now believed it was to be found in Central Europe. But, notably, this article does not have a date in it, which feels problematic. Art filter. Where are they now? Lorelei Vice. Our search for the elusive computer image innovator who never entered the spotlight. If that's true, why do we care? Unearthing obscure artists is the archaeology of the 21st century. Well, I'm glad that first sentence answered my question immediately. Whether it's a long-dead, naivist painter from Sweden, a minimalist composer from Latvia, or a mediocre Edwardian horror writer, they're all dug up and put on display. Now that sounds weirdly malicious. Obscurity adds value to a body of work, and by digging them up, we deprive them of that value. Okay, so why then, again, why are we doing it? But the thing about Lorelei Vice's most interesting art is that it can't be sold because no one really knows if it exists anymore. Like Unus Annus. Gallery owner Gaston Rousseau pours us a coffee in his apartment in Paris. Last year, he started to research the possibility of doing an exhibition, which would act both as a tribute and a retrospective of the eclectic artist. He had hoped to recreate her lost art with the help of Vice herself, today's most admired names in computer art. She was the Gauguin, I think it's Gauguin, of the electronic era, Rousseau tells Art Filter. If all Gauguin's work had been burned, that is. Ugh, too soon. Vice was an elusive figure when she was in zenith, but after the Nero affair, that sounds like a Man from U.N.C.L.E. case, and probably more interesting than having relations with Nero, because that dude sucks. Although he knows a lot about interactive film. Rousseau's network in the art world, he managed to track her down in Hamburg and swiftly traveled to arrange a meeting with her. I was too late. I had such big plans. Maybe I was a fool to believe that I could create a renaissance for long-forgotten electronic art pioneer, Rousseau sighs. The old woman I met could hardly see, let alone speak, but she did blast lasers from her eyes. Connected Issue 3. The Internet Mystery of the Ocu3. Truth or fake? Fact or fiction? I think this one was a fabrication of our writer's room. We dive deeper into the modern myth of the 1960s supercomputer. We've all heard the story by now. In Alden-Waldenburg, where our entrepreneurs Mick Otto and Rob Giba are building a Euro funland, complete with golf courses, spas, and restaurants, a construction worker came upon a computer believed to be from the 1960s, the Ocu3. First found in what was the basement of the old mansion, which previously stood on the grounds, it was later sold at a flea market and eventually ended up in the hands of an anonymous individual known as Pooty on several forums. Pooty then claims to have managed to reconstruct parts of the data on Ocu3. We've all seen the results on the internet. We've all been astonished by it, and we've all asked ourselves the same questions. Was this type of technology available in the 1960s? Could an entire interactive retrospective be made or even fit on the primitive devices of that time? In the coming weeks, we will try to answer these questions and dive deeper into the mystery of the Ocu3. Hey, Critwitch, welcome. Welcome to the stream. You made it in time for the tail end of the reading hour. Now, the issue I have, in addition to people not understanding how the medium of film works, is not this one. Central European Times. He asked me when this dude investigated the Third Eye movement. But there's, like, no date in here. It just says, like, he released poems in the 60s, and that's, like, it. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it just wants me to reference this, right? I guess this is a date of publication. Now, that doesn't tell me when he investigated it. It tells me when he published his stupid, useless article about it. So, like, in this game that loves its semantics and like sandpapering my behind with them, feel like we could stand to clarify what we actually want. I think I already grabbed an American dollar from in here or something. I don't know. I don't care. Still mad about the stupid interface problem. Where's the computer? There's one around here, is there not? 1960. That actually will definitely make something out of you. What? I don't really want to know. Yeah, I mean, I don't love it either. Listen, I don't love it. Not a huge fan, but the game has decided that's what we're doing here. How was your week for Twitch? Give me the 1960s key. I'm either gonna love this or hate it. I'm gonna love it or list it in here. Lorelei Vice, 1960. In 1960, the artist invites us to look at things differently. God. Even in this game that, like, lauds avant-garde artists, it makes them sound insufferable. Armed with new perspectives, the abstract becomes concrete, and the meaning appears where there was previously none. Alright, give me the camera. So it's not zoom this time, huh? So, like... This one's sad. I have a weird feeling about this. No, it doesn't match room 1938. Okay, so this is room 1960. There are how many? Oh, not in the window. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's similar. So there's 5 on either side. First from, second from, third from, fourth from, fifth from, and then fix that formatting, and then copy this, and then we do second from left equals 7. So the idea is we navigate this room looking at each one of these figures until it looks like a number. Now, what's annoying is the tank controls are miserable for this. This feels like this could only be 0. I'm just going to interpret that as 0 because I struggle to otherwise. Say first from left equals 0. Now, among the annoying things about these rooms so far is I think I've encountered none ways to use information gained from these. So, like, I can solve them till I'm blue in the face, and then you know what my reward is? A blue face. And a sandpapered behind. Let's say third from the left equals 8. Okay. This isn't even, like, as clever as I would expect it to be, but they did make this room super claustrophobic and thus difficult to do anything particularly interesting with it. So fourth from the left appears to be 9. Doesn't sound like a reward. I don't know, man. Time makes fools of us all. Yes, looks like 3. Count that as 3. That's interesting. This side is mostly odd numbers. Mostly, I guess, is relative. Okay, how about this as a shortcut? I'm just going to copy the word right equals and then paste it over all these. Great. Woo. Okay, so... yeah, I'm going to say fifth from the right is 6. At a glance... this looks like Y. I'm assuming it's 4. Yeah, it's like 4. That's 4 from the right equals 4 total. And then... spacing makes it feel weird, but that's 2. Looks like we're not repeating digits again. Yeah, that's 5. Which means that the last one should be, let's see, 1? Yep, that tracks. Okay, great. So I, air quotes, solved this room, and doesn't mean anything. Doesn't look like anything to me. Good, obviously my friggin' laser eyes. Yeah, just, yeah, whatever. The answer is knife. If you could not be a dick about it, we'd get out of here in just like a hot second. Hey, Demolition, I'm going to ask you a question that I would like an actual direct answer to, if you don't mind. Since you said you had a similar experience. Does the question change, or can I just leave and say knife? It potentially can change. That's very annoying. Okay. Random between... I mean, so, like, my assumption is it's random between 10-ish total, but I had thought that perhaps it was locked in once you got asked once. This guy does like his gun, but, like, he likes his random violence so much, like, he had to set his gun down so he could hold his knife to brandish against the computer he's breaking. And that's not a knife? I mean, it's a knife. I mean, maybe it's like a letter opener, but a letter opener is also a knife. Unless you're doing, was it Crocodile Dundee? In that regard, I would grant you that that's not a knife. Alright, so we got black king on the table. Like 5 white chess pieces, 5 red lights. Weird disc on the floor. 5 blocks, but only 4 of them under the table. There's a mug there. She's dropping a mug. Is the error code still 2014? Yeah. I'm not gonna touch anything. What was the woman dropping? A cup of coffee. I was honestly kind of hoping that if I didn't turn in the last script page, this guy wouldn't show up again, because that was like one of the things that had changed in my save file. Interior hotel basement day. The woman enters the basement with a cup of coffee in her hand. She flips the light switch and jumps when she discovers the man in her chair. She spills her coffee all over herself. That's not what it looks like is happening. The man very slowly turns his head. Signorina, I have come to fear that my entire being is just part of someone else's story. All my thoughts might be placed in my head by a disciple of Mammon. The man regards the woman. Signorina, is this your story? If it is so, I want you to confess. What do you mean? This is all your story. The man stirs to life, all of a sudden happy and energetic. Good, I was worried. This brings us to the aphoristic bird of the hour. I have completely revalued your excellent work. This is amazing. The woman stares at the glitching monitor of the maze. Only a handful of dots remain. My God, what have you done? Signorina, burning bridges is mandatory for the matchstick. It was much too functional. This is not a critique of your work. You are an amazing artist, if you permit me to say so. You ruined all of my work. Yes, I had to. Otherwise, it can naturally be exploited by capitalism, despite our best intentions. But I'm not the designer. You are. Much work remains. You've totally reset it. I have to reprogram it all. I can't. Such modesty. You must believe in your ability, Signorina. I do, if you'll forgive me for saying so. The man smiles affectionately at Ocu3. Man, woman, machine, new trinity. But as they say, the cat's clock has no time for mice. Progressions, signorina. The man rushes toward the door and then stops. He returns to the computer and picks up a revolver from behind the keyboard. Not where that was. Playfully accusatory. Signorina, you have made me forget my revolver. That must be the highest compliment ever given to an artist. The woman stares in terror at the weapon that the man shows her. Hat to the clouds, signorina, but look at me, I'm keeping you from your morning coffee. Such is not our way. The man puts the revolver in his pocket and then makes the gesture, covering his eyes and showing 3 fingers before he rushes away. How to fight capitalism. Yeah, no, take notes. It's like super relevant and topical for today. Fight capitalism by like deleting mazes or something. I don't know. I can't be bothered. I mean, I think it's like meant to be like a self-aware running joke that all of the expressions this man makes are just like clearly false. Like I don't think even like in another language they would translate. Oh yeah, I could just like actually use like a map, couldn't I suppose? What does the music note stand for? I have no idea. I really have like no idea what was lost when the game like UX'd me to death. Is this a dead end room? I did not remember that being the case. Probably just thinking of the other one. Didn't really notice that red glass window. No, I have the ace of clubs. I could go turn that into something. What's the other key I got? Didn't I get another one? 1957 new? God, I don't know. I should really get rid of these script pages. Navigating this place kind of sucks a little bit. That is perfect. I feel like that's like the first affirmative response we've gotten for that. It's fine. Save it with the same one. Okay, so I'm gonna try talking to me for a second. The piece at Electronic Art Symposium. Photo Collages Cafe. Mother, her sister, and father. Sculpture project, Telex name, Delphine's band. Is the idea that if I say any of those things to her, that she'll respond? Is that something? The article doesn't name it, it turns out. Photo collages? I don't think I've come across photo collages. I'll just leave that there with the rest of the fire. I should go turn my last card into a key, which if you're just joining us, hi, it's me, Vasco. I'm small and in the corner, just like you like me. At the start of the stream, I gave a rose to a magician, and then he, if I talked to the right copy of him, there were obviously many clones. Then he would turn a playing card into a key for me. Yeah, you want to pet the dog? He's following me. Good. Get close enough to the dog that he gets the hitbox. Good dog. I like to think that once we solve the mystery, like, the dog will just walk in and then, like, start talking like Scooby-Doo. But, like, explain the whole mystery like he's Velma. I feel like that is probably the most likely outcome. It's unclear to me whether I should spend 10 American dollars to disappear myself as a woman. Which seems like it's aligns with Facebook's new terms of service or whatever. So now Club, I believe, is the only suited door that we haven't gone into. I think we've seen it. I want to say it's on, like, the basement floor. Oh, I've been a wonderful audience. Did he destabilize the magical universe? Nah, he just vanished like the dudes in the maze. You chuckleheads still around? Yeah, alright, well, I'll deal with you later if I have to, I don't know. I really kind of want to advance the graveyard, but I'm not there, I'm fairly certain. Maps. Maps. Cellar? Oh, horseman room. I get it. Those have places where I can put horseman coins. It's really weird that, like, I'm able to mark that on the map. You could make an educated guess, I would argue, as to where those would be, but I wouldn't say you would know for sure that that is true. What are the music notes are like the phonograph players or whatever, which I don't know to have, like, a relevant mechanical purpose. Man, you know what would slap is, like, a legend for this stuff. What is SC? Oh, shortcut? Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, I don't know. For my money, I would mark stuff like this is the the club door. But whatever. Okay, so that ladder's still down. But there's no, like, easy way to get back there. Well, that's kind of true. Boop. Two again? I don't know. It feels like there's unfinished stuff on 3 that I just, like, don't have the means to do anything about. What's in my, like, actual inventory? 3257. $73. So this leads to piano, and piano leads to the stupid maze. Isn't the stupid maze around here somewhere? No, that's, like, way not at all close, I think. 1962, I ain't got to, oh, I think this, is this where the club door is? No, this shortcuts back to this hall. This hall I don't believe has the club door that I seek. I really don't know what to do with these coffee machines. The instructions to the game suggest that I can use them to go faster. I think I tried paying an American dollar once to make it work and it didn't. That being the case, I don't know how I'd make them work. Also pretty sure I tried tampons. Because, like, I mean, obviously, right? We've all been there. Oh, I forgot about this creepy kitchen. I don't understand the creepy kitchen at all. I bet something bad happens here later. Let me check something. The debug report. No, that would be like a document and not like a physical item. And it wouldn't be a mental. Debug report number 3. Walking backwards through the passage close to the woman immediately after interacting with results of a software crash. The shelf behind the magician does not have an assigned collision. Interacting with the man with the gun, leaving the software on the dialogue screen for about 30 seconds. Okay. I feel like that is the one game I don't have. So one is the forest, and the other one is like a hallway of doors. But the one that's a hallway of doors didn't seem to have any shelves in it. So... suspend software, I think, is the one I want, probably. Stupid Roman numeral doors. Stupid 1962 door. I have, like, a lot of keys. I also have a lot of American dollars. Is that my freaking eyes again? I'm gonna go crazy with these stupid maze heads. Back up here. This just takes me to there. I think this is what I wanted, and I took the worst possible path for it. Okay, so this was Diamond Door. And that, like, enables me to go here, which feels like it does nothing. I think I got like an American dollar. Maybe that's the whole point of this screen. This was just like a lever and a dollar. Oh yeah, this is 4, right? Tell you what. Would have been really funny if it was 21 though, wouldn't it? All right, chat, for those of you who weren't here when I stared at this page before for like 10 minutes, if we're able to solve this puzzle, basically figuring out what the variables of square and diamond represent, we can do a little equation listed at the bottom, and it will give us a shortcut to go left. Now, what happens if we go left? Is it a place we've already been? Is it remotely useful? It doesn't... I mean, it seems like a little useful, but probably not worth my time, is what I'm guessing. But yeah, I don't get this at all. Demolition said something to the effect of like, man, you will kick yourself when you're done. And I'm like, I don't know. I look at this and I feel like that's not what's going to happen. So there's only 2 variables, and there's like 4 digits in a weird like 4x4 grid, and some of them are variables and some of them are 1, 0, 8, 9, or 6. And I don't really get what it's getting at. 18, 18. 1, 0, blank, blank. Yeah, there's like no angle of this that feels like it makes sense. Like part of me wants to do a thing where we're just sort of like quasi like rotating the digits, and if you like follow where the square goes, it should help you figure out where the square goes. I don't. Yeah, and the column with 0, 0, 0, 1 like just absolutely demolishes any intuitive sense I could have about what I'm supposed to gather from like a completed row so that I could like ascertain what one or both of the variables would be. Zero nine. Like the fact that there's 5 different potential digits means that it can't be like a matter of just making sure that they're each located. Plus, there's ones where like square is duplicated on an angle. I genuinely don't think it can be worth my time. I think it's just better for me to like try and find the club door or something. Take me back up to 3? I don't know what I'm doing. That's not it. It's possible I've really not found this door. Night Keen, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're enjoying this. Despite my frustration, particularly about the nature of film as a medium, I do continue to find this game intriguing. It's just that when you get stuck, and then the game has its little fits of making things difficult. What's happening here? There's all these stupid, like, Roman numeral doors that I just, like, don't have any sense of what to do with them. I think I have this one, don't I? No, I have 1957. This is 1953. That's a different door. I can, like, elevator shortcut to the imprisoned man. Boy, do I not know what to do right now. On just like a personal level, I would like super duper love to get into just like any one of those horseman rooms. It would also be super chill to get that last letter block I need for this room. Obviously, that's bolted from the other side, idiot. Like, what can... Alright, let's, how to get to... this. How to get to this? Should save, probably. They're just gonna shoot me in the head. Some days it really do feel like you get up and that's what your day is like. So you look in the mirror and you feel like you're gonna be shooting in the head. Keep expecting there to be an anim. There's like so many things in this game that have like an annoying amount of transitional animation, and for some reason this maze is just not it. It just doesn't do that. I think 0 times has it not thrown me off. Even when I'm anticipating it because I just like came in around. Left-handing it again. Fellas, you know what it's like. Yeah, demolition gets me. Kind of close to the center here. Hey, what's the store, Wishbone? Yeah, this has an annoying amount. Central European Times. What year did they investigate the Third Eye movement? Allow me my contemplation. Papers and magazines. 1982. Yeah, we'll just call that 1982. Wow. Get out of here. I should have so many hats. I should be so powerful. $1 American. I love how they continue to be coy about it when it's happened multiple times and no other outcome has ever occurred. Hey, buddy, do I know your thing? The 1960 supercomputer is the Akia 3. I'm gonna double check because I don't want him to shoot me in the head, but it's like the Akia 3. Papers and magazines. Which one of these actually talked about it? Akia 3! Maybe one of these guys will give me like a donut. That'd be fun. Look at all these pathways. All these spirits pathways. $1 US. Alright. Gunny McGunnerson. Now I like solved 2 guys' riddles and got none keys. I don't think I'm gonna know yours. How many tombstones stand by the mausoleum? Oh, I think it's 3, isn't it? No, there might be ones that like aren't interactable. Allow me my contemplation. The map of the forest. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be detailed, but that's not gonna do it. I mean, there's like definitely 3 that are part of the puzzle, but there's seem very likely to be some that aren't part of the puzzle. Okay, now I'm right-handing it. Just gonna find that door that I came from, having made none progress. So, a long walk for a short drink of water, huh? Is it would be neat if there was like a closer door. We'll just do some backtracking. Should definitely save in case Maze Head comes back. Yeah, the rate at which you make progress, the way the game about. Hey, sucker! Look at that. Do I care about this clock? Stains of red paint on and inside the music box. M 1963. I did it. Ah, this familiar old tune. It brings you back, does it not? May I have this dance, Signorina? Oh, we're doing this sort of thing again. You are beautiful like a swirling rose petal when you dance, Signorina. I am not interested in being flirted with. A very natural phrase to say. A dog can waltz with a cat, but still only enjoy the cha-cha of another dog. What even does it mean? An analogy, Signorina. My interests are not amorous. I dance with everyone before a project. Do you know why? Because the music is so literally overwhelming in terms of volume that you have no other choice? Is it because you're an eccentric sadist? Yes, that too. But when we begin to fight down the road, we know that we once danced together. You're a strange man. You knew this when you jumped in the canoe. But there are other things you do not know. There's a thing I must tell you. This project has been too much salt for one pope. There are those who conspire against it. Conspire? The clowns of Mammon always want more laughs. But they would do well to remember that the revolver does not fire gold. On this topic, I have an important question. Think carefully. Would you agree that true art has the power to beat terrorism? Sure seems like the right answer to that. Then I can trust you. This project, dare I say, will overthrow the industrial entertainment complex. Metal Gear? Yes, they pull the strings and we dance. But this dance is separate and important, but not romantic. It's not a metaphor. Or maybe it is. I've lost track. Their time is at an end. I will be the great misdirector. The third eye sees them for what they are. The third eye? Yes, we are about to find it in this very house. And it is about to find us. One might say we are the penguins with all the luck, Signorina. I should go. Yes, the hourglass screams for sand. Might misdirect you, Signorina. Remember this, the third eye had seen it all. The third eye knows when you are sleeping. It knows when you are awake. Thank you for this moment of honesty, and the dance. Ha 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 ha. You thought we were dancing? What you experienced was one of the key principles of magic. Misdirection, Signorina. Misdirection. While the feet were dancing, the mind was led astray. Tell me, Signorina, were you observant of your bag during our talk? Perhaps something found its way into it while we spun the night. The three-shaped key! Good luck, Signorina. You know, this is a personal thing. In a game like this, where you're given some, like, intentionally obtuse sort of game master character, and they're, like, insisting that you, like, complete some type of challenge, I always love it when there's, like, some legitimate reason in the end why they, like, wouldn't just, like, give you the 3 key to start with or something, but I feel like we're not gonna get that. Let me open the club door. Okay. The other ones have kind of all been documents to some extent. Oh, it's... What is it? HTE? There's not that many different combinations. Where did I write this? Where did I put this? HTE. I wish I could use arrow keys. H. T. E? What a magic word. It's unpronounceable by the human tongue. How very cool and normal. Why would this not be the thing on the other side of that door? Oh good, he's got another Polaroid on him. Hang on. Shortcut number 14. Have I done 14? Which number is behind the black bar? 1691, 1961, 1981, 60. The correct answer is 60. These puzzles are only either super easy or super hard. Signorina, please concentrate on one puzzle at a time. Yeah, no, this one's more interesting and funny to me. I already established that I think it's funny to find an imprisoned man and then just mutter to myself about my riddle book. No one asked you for your opinion. Why should I make your thing a priority? You're already imprisoned somewhere else in the house, and you just gave me a weird key. You're in like 30 places at once. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you want me to see? And it better not be an Animal Terrible, because that movie sounds god-awful. As you can see, you've gotten me into trouble. Quite the metaphor you've created, Signorina. An escape artist who cannot break free from capitalism. Now please release me. Photo is taped to the man's back. Inspect it. What do you want from me, brother? Like, what do you want? It's just like a man. It looked like a man. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many were on the other one? It's actually like... What floor am I even on? 2. This would take me to... Yeah, I guess that's not super important. It's annoying that it like won't let me have the shortcut if I can't solve his stupid photo riddle. This is what you're like in finding a movie. I do not want to ask you where we should get food. Yeah, that seems fair. God, anytime I want to do anything, these idiots show up. Like, when I'm just, like, lost and have no clue what to do, like, nothing. Radio silence. But then when I'm like, I have, like, a specific goal in mind, they're like, got it. Harassment. I juked them. They won't follow me outside. For some reason. Everyone remember that the answer is 60. Super important. They were all... There's some reference in the game for what they're actually called, but it was like a rotational symmetry of the numbers was the solution to the thing that the game wouldn't let me input. Yeah, this is the one I want. Oh, it is just 3. Ah, now I'm annoyed. Because I could have just done it. But I thought there were, like, ones that, like, weren't part of this puzzle I can't do yet. Stupid. And then when I get back there, like, it's not, like, nothing's even gonna happen. Game has decided to stop giving me keys. At least I have the 3 key. Of course, I can't save. Did I save since getting the stupid... 3 key? I wonder why it's a 3. Because there's 3 doors? Oh, whatever, fine. Touch my face, you impatient idiot. Befragensraum. Man, I'm gonna be real glad to be done with these guys. The longer I've dealt with them, the more annoying they've become. There are a few details we can't seem to get right, and yet we know the correct answer, and you can and will be penalized. Alright, well, someone scratched a 3 in the back of it, which is very chill and normal. There's also a letter tucked under the piano, and like a key opposite a pair of chess pieces, which I think are like a pawn and a king. I don't know. It's hard to tell because this game engine wasn't really designed for this type of observational whatever. Journal de Sud. Renzo Nero report Le Gros jackpot at the Club Rouge. Journal de Sud. We've got like a paper plan out mock-up of the red maze in red. We have a magnifying glass in the drawer, the right-hand desk drawer. I think there's nothing in that garbage. Is there anything on like the fringe of society out here? It's like, no, there's a potted plant over here. She's dropping the phone. And what is she looking at? Nothing? So key versus 2 chess pieces. Number 3 on the back with a letter under the thing. Like behind the desk. Can't see anything useful there. Magnifying glass on the right. Red maze. Journal de Sud. Feels like this will either be super easy or I get shot in the head. There's just like not a lot going on here. Like one person and like one set piece. Is there anything like weird on the back of the chair or like under the chair? I don't think so. I feel like both the trash can and this left drawer are empty. It would be great if I could tell that. Yeah, left drawer seems empty. There's just like no angle at which I can like reasonably see inside the trash can. Right hand phone, right hand plant, right hand magnifying glass. Do you remember? An object was in the drawer on the right. It's the magnifying glass. Wow, that was really annoying. It wasn't accepting my down input, and I really wanted to just mash enter, so like that is also a great way for the game to just kill you for no good reason. Interior hotel, reception, office, night. The woman waits nervously by the phone. Suddenly it rings. She answers. Operator. The other end is available. Thank you. There's a switching sound. Bob here. It's Mr. Sidney. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm a bit worried about the project. Who is this? I'm working with Mr. Nero on the third eye. Hello? Did you not receive the letter? No. That's unfortunate. Where are you now? I'm at the hotel. What's going on? She's there now. What does legal say? Get out. Now. A pistol shot is heard. The woman drops the phone. Okay, so the pistol shot is the thing she's reacting to in the memory. Hey, cool, script page. Those have been very fun and exciting and have definitely done something that is measurable in the game. 1957. This one. I have this one. Let me just read this. 1957 mixed media installation. Can white exist without black? The artist challenges dualism, then leads us astray, to present us with the idea that what we believe is only half-finished thought. We are left with a revelation to form new ideas and beliefs, to boldly go where no one's gone before. All we need to do is look up from what we previously thought was true. Huh? The relationship between these things is not clear to me. Hey, but you know what? These rooms are completely useless, so there's really no point in me being here. 1982? I don't think I have 82, do I? 48, 38, 60, 57, 32, 3. I haven't really looked at these script page descriptors. Appeared after an otherworldly encounter with the Maze Man. Machine typed. Despite its paper-like appearance, it weighs several kilograms. An apparition like the Maze Man with disconnected traits such as human body and object-based head often has an allegorical essence and tend to present a cerebral challenge. If defeated in such a challenge, beings like these tend to reward its defeater with something of great personal relevance. The reward might have similarly disconnected traits. In this case, the appearance of something light, such as feather or paper, but the physical characteristics of something much heavier. This is often allegorical, but can be assumed that the object has information of considerable emotional value. Boy, nonsense. Just nonsense. Voltage shortcut 5. Do I have 5? I feel like I jumped like a whole bunch of progress by opening the 3 door. Well, this is gonna take a minute. 36. 6 times 6 times 7. That's not right, though. Boy, does this not give you a lot to go on. $100. $100? Is that something? No, that can't be right. 79. No, it is. Each one of these boxes adds up to 100. 87, 93, 100. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna demonstrated that I think I know what the point of it is. So I'm going to use the calculator to minimize the amount of time where you watch me just mutter numbers to myself. Ready? 100 minus 16 minus 8 minus 4 minus 18 minus 32 equals 22. As a result, x equals 22. And y would just be 100. So the answer would be 78. 78? It's only 2 types of puzzles in that book. Ones that I can get instantly, or ones I will never get. That feels like a good shortcut. That is a shortcut that I like. I should save. Hey, why don't I go ahead and give this idiot another useful script page? He loves these. Those like those, right? I'm sure something interesting happens when he gets the 9th one, but boy, like 1 through 8 have been a real snooze. I just like can't be bothered to keep all that crap in my inventory. I'm actually not entirely sure that it's literally possible to do that. I mean, so like, yeah, I guess this is a point of frustration at where I'm at in the game. It's like, it's cool to go through that maze and to get the weird keys that open like year doors. Oh, hang on, what is this? Ah. Oh crap. Up. But like, it's annoying that like so much of what I'm doing now seems to be just like based on opening these rooms that like don't do anything. Because then like even if you solve the puzzle, which I've done for like maybe half of the ones that I've like gone into, it's just like, okay, who cares? So this is starting at the point I go up, right, right again, up, left, up, right, up. I think that's correct. Input directional code. Understood. Up, right, up, right, up, left. Enter. Press any button. All right, so this is where I should be able to... Actually, I should suspend software. What are the things that I must do? Tell us the lessons that we should learn. The debug report is, I don't know, somewhere. Bug report. Okay. Walk backwards through passage near woman after talk. That should break the game. Do I want that? Unclear, but it's a thing I can try doing. 2. Shelf behind wizard. I'm gonna call him wizard because it's shorter than writing magician. Does not have collision. No clip. Walking through passage. Passage 2. Door 0, door 1. Passage 4 will make the software crash. So they all just make the software crash. There's a bug report. Man, Sigma and Finex for each other is just always funny to me. Interacting with the gun and leaving the software on the dial. Okay. Interact man with gun. Leave dialogue 30 seconds. Returning from the dialogue. Like, that seems like the most interesting one. Because this is like unexpected dialogue. That feels like that could give me like clues or something. Okay. Alright. I forgot the controls get even worse. Right, yeah. Understood. Probably my least favorite environment so far. It just feels like extra difficult to navigate. Book 2, the 7 brothers had heard whispers of the first painters, those who crawled out of the dark chasm only to be devoured by their own creation. The painters got devoured by a painting? Yeah, alright. Was it the Jupiter's sun or whatever. Now that's a painting that could really eat. I should probably just use the, like, map feature. Oh, dude, it sucks in here. No wonder this sucks. Look at this. Look at this garbage. Alright, let's go, like, pretty far north, I guess. Not sure how I'm supposed to know the numbers of doors and passages. Dude, the fact that you have, like, no vision with these bad controls really sucks, man. Come on. If I go right from here, I'll meet someone. Yeah, it's the woman. What's the thing with the woman? Walk backwards through the passage near the woman after talking to her. Okay. These are strange books to remember. Yeah, man. I hear ya. Software sent an invalid request to memory address 3AA. The software has been stopped to prevent damage to the development hardware. Press any button to terminate the current software and shut down the Laser Eye development hardware. Okay. Oh, God. I have to talk to that man and, like, go through, like, 1,000 passages in this, like, difficult to navigate world. In this dog-eat-dog world. I don't even know which of the two remaining blips is man versus man with gun. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. How do I get there, actually? I have to go... What? Okay, instead I'll do the bottom left corner. Because there's some, like... like a teleporter feature or something I'm not understanding by looking at this map. I passed it. It's the one... I think it's this one. I don't mind the game in the game concept. It's kind of fun. It feels a little anachronistic with the other stuff going on, but, like, that feels like that's what they want, whatever. It would be cool if it just, like, wasn't super tedious to navigate, and I think this is by far the worst one. The other two did not seem terrible, but, like, this one feels daunting and unpleasant. Like the fixed camera angle with the zero visibility. All right, so this is... I don't think I have to talk to him, but I will. Remember any books about mazes? Nah. Oh, okay. So now I should go to passage 2. Why would this even exist? And then door 0, which I presume is the one I came from. The labeling's a little weird. And then door 1. And then passage 4. Like, why would you put this in the game? Like, why would it even be in the game to begin with? Software sent an invalid request to memory address 3BA. Software's been stopped to prevent damage. Now, it says it saved that as a memory, but, like, to what end? There's very little, like, usable information there, and it doesn't, like, correspond to, like, the thing you did to break it. It's like, how could you use that information? Okay, now how on earth do I get to, like... So there's, like, an archway, and it leads over to... I don't know what that is. Let me try something, I guess, actually. Yeah, it'll just be my first left, I guess. Although, I can also sort of check... What? Okay. That feels like that has the same marker, that column, that the map used to designate the book I looked at. So, like, that's not, like, a super clear thing. Here's a book. The world had turned gray, and the red was fading. The master had left, thus it was time for the world to die. Ah, I see someone saw Deadpool and Wolverine. The prophet spoke of a last hope hidden beneath the earth. Well, in Deadpool and Wolverine, the thing hidden beneath the earth was kind of a problem and not a solution. But, like, okay. I just don't, like, get it, though. Like, it feels like... I mean, I don't know, maybe I go to the moment and try to, like, just walk through that corner? Like, that area I started in is kind of just maze. I mean, I could go left again and try to read some books over there. So it's like just, yeah, around this corner. I think is a book. In the deep, the brothers grew weary and forlorn. No trace of the red beast had been found. Perhaps he was just a lie. Their faith burned out, and so did their lanterns. Oh no, it's like negative Hanukkah. They had no faith and suffered for 8 days. Other way. Are these books even useful? Like, how do I get... I want to find man with gun. Hey, what's the name of tweets on Blue Sky? Does someone know that? I'm like a relatively new Blue Sky user. I saw like a... I went the wrong way. Do I care? I don't know. You want to avoid man with gun? I don't normally. I do too, but here we are. Skeet? They're not called skeets, are they? Come on. Hasn't anyone heard Lil Jon perform? That's not right. Why is this pillar like magma? Something. Ah, skeet, skeet. So, like, can I... How to, like... The masterpiece had long left the cave, spreading art and death in its wake, but it was said that there was fragments of red in the deep. See, that's an Adele song, I'm pretty sure. There's fragments in the deep. So I'm gathering that this is some sort of, like, pop music cultural maze. But, like, do you see the problem? I know I'm not, like, articulating this super well. I need to get to the top left corner. That's where Man with Gun is. Because each of the debug problems I'm meant to replicate involves one of the 3 characters here, and I've already done the other 2. So I have to get to where that dot is. That's where Man with Gun is. But, like, there's just, like, an archway that leads to a column. What do I do with that? Here's what I will do, I guess. Let's... Seven painters were the finest, brightest, shining stars of their age. Who better to create God once again? With ropes, lanterns, and brushes, they went below. We're gonna create God with rope? Yeah, I'm not sure just go west does anything. We're headed in the right direction. Well, okay, but the problem is that space doesn't work that way, right? Oh no. No, I'm like real stupid. That archway just leads to the back, huh? Yeah, okay. It's not hard at all. Hey, shut up. The eldest brother commanded with his last breath, seek the birthplace of the red beast. Alright, listen, if you want me to read like 9 lore books, like don't put them in a maze. So the idea is I talk to man with gun and then just sort of wait. What's up, buddy? Oh, I wasn't supposed to remember him. He's like Anti-Sprinkles, my sister's puppet, whose signature sign-off is simply remember me. Anyway, the reason I asked about the not tweets is I saw like a stupid one not long before I went live that was like Liam Neeson walks into a restaurant. Waiter, you're Liam Neeson! Oh, hang on. Maze Man. Oh, a voice echoed in the third eye. The deep egg. Well, I don't know how I was supposed to absorb all that. Did that get added to my memory? Oh, I have a new category, software errors. Okay, but how would I get library prototype error message 3? What does the thing say about that? Bug report 3. The animation is broken. Trying to leave the room. Trying to leave the room is the thing that breaks it. Wait, what do we define as room exactly? I feel like I'm not in the room. Nah, I mean? Oh, no, somehow I loop back around. That means I'm probably still in the room, huh? Oh, okay. Invalid request memory address 0B2. Okay, great. So I did it. I solved this room. This room is done. There are many rooms like it, but that room is done. 1982, and this takes me to probably somewhere close to a computer somewhere. Yeah. But so the not tweet goes something like, Liam Neeson walks into a restaurant. Waiter, you're Liam Neeson. Is that a problem? Well, no, I was just taken by surprise. Liam Neeson, tell me where surprise is and I will kill them, or something stupid like that. It didn't really, like, make use of the obvious low-hanging fruit joke of, like, I have a certain set of skills that will help with that or something, but, like, it was enough that I enjoyed it. Okay, so, like, I guess I could try to go back to that room I can never find when I'm looking for it, and go to the second maze, and answer 3 to the tombstone question, and hope to get a key, and then the key will help me find Kuzco's poison. The poison chosen specifically for Kuzco, but, like, honestly, because I have no idea what to do right now, and it's like 12:30 at night, I might just call it a day. I do feel like I did not make very much progress in a figurative or literal sense today, that's always very reassuring. Hello, it's me, Big Rasgo. Actually, no. You know what? No. There's one more thing I want to do. There's one more thing I want to try and do. I don't think it'll take long if I can get there, which shouldn't be hard. I just need to commit to a direction. The elevator should do it. The elevator should be good for that now. I think I had initially interpreted the number of characters on this lock is 6, but it's a woman. It's the old woman. I want to say that the password here would be... Oh, no, this one is 6. The other one's 7, but this one isn't. That sucks. That's so annoying. Because I feel like the answer to this should be Lorelei, question mark, but it's only 6 characters. W-E-I-S-S. That's also not right, right? I don't know. Magazines. No, not Renzo. Yeah, those are all like the wrong number of characters for everything I want to do. The man who should be like Renzo whatever. Unless... Sure, let's take the ladder, I guess. It's just not the right way to do this. I need to get to... What did I do? How did I get to him? What was the thing that I did to get to him? The club door. The club door, which is like on the ground floor? How do I get to club? Club's like the worst door. There's got to be a better way. Oh, come on! God, I hate... These guys are so annoying! I think that could work. Not Renzo, but Lorenzo. Maybe. Not tedious at all. I look forward to doing Z in particular. Aha! Not the one of those two that I expected to clear. Grazie. Now that we are on our way to freedom from the monetary system, we can get back to the project. The man on this cassette is perfect for our needs. I obtained the Magician video cassette! See you soon, senorita. Footsteps retreating. Happy music played. The answer is 60. Where does this take me? God. I hate this guy so much. I mean, it's the last one of them. I guess we'll just do it. I mean, I think it's the last one. It's 9, and there's only like 9 maze sections in the maze. There's even a corner piece. It's the same every time. Okay. This looks bad. She appears to be trying to, like, flee from the lobby. And this dude's looking particularly like Ted Danson. Still got that revolver going on. We got, like, a fez and some scissors over here on this, coat rack. There's, I mean, there's, like, 4 keys in the sort of lobby key dispenser. But there's 1 on the floor, so there's 5 total. There's a ladder up there. There's like a clipboard, a book. Nothing on this edge. There's like 3 total briefcases. There's like 2 over here and then like 1 tucked in the corner. So 3 briefcases. 5 total keys, but 4 on the wall. She has something weird in her hand or something. I don't think so. Looks like both hands are just sort of on the door handle there. Clipboard on the desk. Book by the bell. Scissors and fez on coat rack. Is it a chandelier? Does it have any, like, particularly distinguishing features that aren't obvious? Two, three, four. So there's like 8 candles on the chandelier and like 2 candles on either side of the door, so like 12 total, but 8 in the chandelier. I never have any idea what kind of question they're asking. If you're wondering to yourself, why is he just saying stuff? It'll ask me some sort of memory-based observational question, and it could be anything. Some of them have been really specific, and some have been ridiculously vague. You remember? I think so. It's the man holding in his hand. I mean, gun. It was definitely gun this time. Have some art. Interior hotel reception lobby night. The woman hyperventilates. The bullet has barely missed her head. She panics and makes her way out to the lobby. As she opens the door, the man is standing there. He is wearing sunglasses. He lowers his smoking revolver. Signorina, thank God. I can't see crap for these glasses. I thought you were someone else. One of them. Could have ended horribly. The man laughs. Anyway, you'll be glad to hear that I have developed an entirely new philosophy for motion pictures and art in general. I call it interactive film. Woman, glancing at the revolver. Art must be set free from the tyranny of the beholder. We're releasing it back into space. We're putting on the greatest show that the world has never seen, Signorina. Oh, who were you calling? Was it the magician? Is he telling lies about me? No, I had to call my aunt. Was it the Americans? Trying to act normal? No, I have to work. I'm keeping you. Let's walk and talk. The woman walks fast, and the man strolls beside her. Everyone has a part to play in the revolution. Rudy lacks artistic talent because he is a dog. He will be Minister of Defense. You agree, Signorina? Yes, Minister of Defense. Signorina, please be serious. Rudy is a Labrador. He does not have the stomach for warfare. Man, don't judge a dog by his cover or something. The woman tries to find her way out of the hotel, but the man blocks her way by always running in front of her. Signorina, please be serious. We are under siege. The atomic bomb? Very beautiful, but instrumental. They used it politically. A cardinal sin. The woman hurries away. The man rushes after her, continuing the conversation. As you know, the maze is a weapon of mass destruction, an endless ride for fascists and critics. The bumper cars have been permanently closed because of a collision. Sabotage, Signorina, sabotage! The man suddenly grabs the woman's arm. Who was it on the phone? Was it Sydney? Did he tell you lies about my magic show? No, Forgive me, Signorina. Here I talk and talk. What I wanted to tell you is that I'm waiting for you upstairs. I looked serious, so you might want to go check. The woman studies his face in terror. She notices red stains on his cheek. She hurries away. The woman stands and listens as he runs away. She sneaks back to the main entrance, pushes the door. It's locked. You panic. You run through the corridors, pulling handles of every door. They are all locked. You turn at every corner, checking all the windows locked as well. You will run up and down the stairs in panic. You will find yourself in my room. I am not there. I haven't been there this entire time. I am in the real 1963. That's not good. I don't like it. So I have a video cassette, and I don't immediately remember where I would be able to play that, but, I mean, like, while, we're sort of, that's not it. While we're kind of here, and we have, like, the last script page, like, I suppose we could go see what happens when we give it to him, and it seems like it's gonna break reality like pretty bad, to be honest. It sounds like something that, like, objectively I probably don't want to do, but, like, you know, gotta end the game, I guess. So I'm just gonna save in case he immediately, like, points a revolver to my head. It's annoying how frequently, like, two things happen at once, which again is sort of the nature of these roaming guys forcing me to do puzzles when they decide. Yeah, I gotta... Yeah, don't worry about the pages. Bring me the red pages. Don't touch the blue pages. Cannot thank you enough, Signorina. Door unlocking. Come in. He looks a little dead. Yeah, I'd say that guy looks like a little dead. Call him about skeleton? What kind of instruction is that? Looks fresh to me. I would say cause of death, definitely natural causes, for sure. Oh, hey, sick. It's shortcut number 1. That I'm sure that's no biggie. Crap. I forget if I solved this at some point. This looks familiar. Something to do with, like, letters of the number, like in the alphabet or something. Yeah. So R is 18. So the first digit is 8. O is 15, so it's 81. Oh, sick. That's a good one. The music in this game is, like, really good. I kind of wish it was, like, more present. Can I, like, have this? Oh, the answer is apparently yes. Even though I think I want it, that's still kind of upsetting to me. So where do I get the other one? I obtained the right eye. Now I can cheat at card games like a pro. Move over, Pegasus. There's a new camp card game villain in town. So I guess to answer that earlier question, apparently no, I've never had laser eyes, despite my eyes flickering with laser energy and seeing untold terrors. Good job getting this far. I mean, thanks, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem like I can do much with just, like, one eye, right? You know, I'm actually gonna save over a different one in case I, like, feel like I need to, like, repeat that interaction. That was 7% of the game right there. Okay, for real now, I'm big. That was productive, though. I think that was worth doing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the game's not gonna let me use one laser eye. It's kind of surprising to me that I've gotten this far and, like, haven't done, like, anything with, like, the horseman stuff. Maybe that's, like, the gateway to the end game or something. I mean, there's, like, a bunch of stuff that, like, there's still, like, I think at least 2 more keys in that secondary maze in the mirror. There's, like, the first maze, I haven't, like, reassembled the maze puzzle pieces because I haven't deciphered the Greek letter door. I still have to let one of the versions of Renzo out of the basement, in theory. There's, like, a puzzle with the tombstones I haven't done. I haven't told that guy that there's 3 tombstones and that I wasn't overthinking it. And then on top of that, there's all these stupid, like, numbered year doors that I haven't done, like, anything with because I have no place to put puzzle solutions even when I solve them. Like, so, like, I don't know. I honestly can't tell how much progress I'm making. The game gives me a number and it doesn't mean anything to me. I wouldn't say it's none progress. I do feel like the last like 40 minutes of gameplay gave me like a disproportionately high percentage of progress compared to the entire rest of today's stream. I'll say that. I don't know. I think that much at one point it said this game was short. I wouldn't call this like particularly short. This feels like at least medium length game to me. But yeah, with that in mind, I continue to maintain that there's no feasible way to finish this game without playing it straight through, because it's like hard enough to wait like 5 days and try to remember what you were doing when the house is like sprawling and only half the shortcuts are active and I can't even remember if I've solved them or not when I go to try and use them. So that's the long way of saying we'll play this again tomorrow. And man, Nego's gonna like, she's totally gonna know exactly what's going on. It won't be a problem at all. Like, she's just gonna like log in and be like, well, yeah, obviously you found one laser eye when you found a corpse after getting all the script pages, and you magically turned a set of ace playing cards into keys that opened doors that gave you documents that mostly didn't do anything. But like in that process, you met a wizard who you could spend like 10 American dollars to like disappear yourself forever. And then obviously we debugged a library-based video game by crashing it 3 times, which gave us error codes, I guess, which are to be used. I have to assume that has something to do with the supercomputer, right? I don't know, like, what? I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Look, it's late. This whole room is full of stuffed animals. If you're new here, it is tradition that I hide some amount of Squirtles. They're known as secret Squirtles. If you can indicate where in this room a Squirtle is, and you thus find a secret Squirtle, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So look around you, and see if you can find a Squirtle. The way everything is going, as mentioned at the top of the stream, like, who couldn't use some Squirtle luck, man? Secret Squirtle behind Lorenzo. Man, that sure, considering that Lorenzo is basically the solution to the last puzzle that we did, that would be kind of prophetic, wouldn't it? Squidbeard, good guess. Any others? You got one, Demolition? Hey, quick informal poll. For those of you here presently, hi, it's me, Vasco. Also, if you haven't been on the Discord recently, I put some like fact-finding questions up in what's called the Stream Back channel, where you could give feedback to the stream. And yeah, answering those would be helpful. One of the questions was like, when we finish this, I plan to start doing another like narrative game, one of 2 that I have in mind, depending on whether or not I can actually get Telltale Wallace and Gromit running on my computer without imploding the stream. But I was like, alongside that, I think I'd like to start a new roguelike, because I haven't started like a new roguelike in a long time. So I put up some options there, and they're like pretty close to tied at the moment. I'd like to add, I really like the Twitch integrated game ideas. Now, here's the thing about that. If you can bring to my attention a Twitch integrated game that is something I would play, I'd be into that. The only one that I've ever really come across that felt like it was that was like Cult of the Lamb. And I brought it up at the time, and everyone expressed like moderate disinterest in that. Not like extreme disinterest, but like weren't neutral. We're in fact like, PlateUp. I mean, I really like PlateUp as a game. I don't necessarily like. I know that there was a conversation going on in the Streamback channel about doing like multiplayer stuff on stream. Every time I've done that, I've kind of disliked the experience of it. I mean, Princess Peach doesn't have Twitch integration, but I should definitely still play it. I got it like approaching a year ago and still haven't played it. Against honestly, against the storm just like wasn't my cup of tea. I'm not against an RTS. That one just doesn't do it for me. Um, I do like Play-Doh. It seems more like Play-Doh would be like a fit for like a community day and not a stream. But I don't know. That might be revisited at some point. But the point is like go and give feedback there if you want. It will help make decisions. I did sort of ask people to suggest things that could be added to the stream. It's more sort of meant like as an abstract, like day to day, what is like a feature the stream could always have that is good. But you know, suggestions are welcome. Just no guarantee that they will necessarily be executed necessarily. Okay, so I think our guesses amounted to Renzo and Squidbeard. All right, let's check it out. Squidbeard. Squidbeard. Probably can't see it from there, but Squirtle. Squirtle. And over here, ooh, Lobster Squirtle. Fun fact, I selected like the maximum number of aquatic creature friends to put out. Basically anything that is like a sea creature has a Squirtle right now. And anything that doesn't has some small version of an aquatic friend. Except for these guys, Dragonite and Satyr Pirates. Because I just don't have that many small aquatic guys. Anyway, this has been Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. It is an impossible game to describe. It is fascinating. It is frustrating, but it is a wild ride that so far I continue to think is worth the squeeze. More themes. I mean, there are often themes. I just don't always like make them explicit. Also, fun fact: I've had two Vulpix on the back of this couch for like 5 weeks, and they've both had a Squirtle on them, and neither one had been guessed once. Like the entire time. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. If you're here tomorrow, it'll be more Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Will we make any progress? I don't know. Will we have 2 Laser Eyes? I don't know. Will we find out how to play a VHS tape? I don't know. But yeah. If you aren't able to join then, or even if you are, in the meantime, take care of yourselves and remember that you are colossal.